This Manhattan-born skater grew up in the golden era of the 90s, when skateboarding and music pulsed through the streets of New York City. Elliot Sloan didn't just dream of being a pro skater, he lived it. He chased it with everything he had, and in the process became one of the most decorated skaters in X Games history, stacking up 7 gold medals along the way. For Elliot is not just about the medals. When he's not competing, he spends time in his music studio, pushing his creativity away from skating, producing his own music. He is the skater's skater, respected by the core and admired by anyone who's ever stepped on a skateboard. Gypsy Gang, welcome Elliot Sloan to the podcast.
Yeah, we were talking about that. There was a skate contest in Russia, the only time I'd ever been there, and it was the weirdest, the sketchiest, weirdest thing. Like, we didn't get paid. Most of the people didn't get their flights until like the day before. It was in a fucking Russian military base with no audience, tanks everywhere. Like, they had their full fleet on display of every helicopter and tank, and this Russian military propaganda
no
shit on these screens with music playing, full mega ramp. And then the promoter was like, "Hey, I hate to do this, but the prize money's not here. There's no contest."
What? It didn't arrive
yet?
And somebody forgot to send it?
I don't know. I think the guy maybe did some sketchy deal with the Russian mob, and then he was in deep shit. And everyone was like, we should just get out of here. But it sucked because the ramp was set up on a perfect concrete slab. So it was everything was great. And there was no one there, just a handful of the guys skating and BMX dudes. And
what'd you do?
We skated. We were
just had a session in
Yeah,
Russia.
fuck, we're here. Might as well skate. And then we went to check out Moscow a little bit, and that was cool. So this was 2016.
Yeah, right. So pretty much 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, not quite, but
yeah, almost.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you remember about it? Was it cool?
It kind of had have you been there?
Nah.
It kind of had a Europe vibe, I guess.
Yeah.
In Moscow, downtown. But then, where the event was, it was really weird. We would just get on a shuttle. They would take us out to the middle of nowhere to this Russian military base. And it was just the whole time we're like, what the fuck is going on here?
It was all big name dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of the dudes didn't even know they were going. And I know a lot of the judges were like, I just got my flight, not even 24 hours ago. They're just get on the plane. We're like, okay. Yeah. So those guys really went there for nothing. The judges were just like,
no way.
What the fuck?
Did you get a show fee, or
no?
They just booked the flight.
They just
you all got on the flight in good faith. What could be?
Yeah.
What could go
wrong?
It's
going to be a good contest. There's decent prize money, but yeah, at least we didn't lose money, I guess, because all the travel
they
was
paid for all
But yeah,
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Is that one of the weirdest travel scenarios you've had with skating?
I'd say so. Yeah, that one was just really weird because we were all kind of just looking around at each other what? Just the setting of it was
just
really
all got
weird.
Stooged.
Yeah,
in the weirdest way.
Yeah, but like I said, the setting of it was just really weird. At this Russian military base, and I actually got a really cool photo. I was doing an air, and there's just tanks everywhere. So I guess I got that. But also the experience to just go there. I don't know if I'll ever maybe go to Russia again.
Yeah. They're definitely making it hard.
Yeah.
Russia was on the come up for a while.
Yeah.
Before the war.
Right.
It was really starting to kind of get back cool. Yeah. Especially with all the UFC fighters.
Right.
It was just getting so mainstream.
Yeah.
And then
there was a couple skaters there too. The few people that were there was a handful of Russian skaters that were we want to jump the mega ramp, and we kind of had to be like,
Maybe not.
maybe not.
Yeah.
You're on like the wrong board and probably shouldn't do this. But there was a scene there. So
What was the level like of those guys?
I think they were just like street skaters, and they could skate like park. Oh yeah, and they also built like a brand new vert ramp. So there was going to be a vert contest. I think there was motocross, full mega, BMX, and skate.
So like,
I wonder what happened to that vert ramp, because I remember it was like
Games.
Yeah, I don't even know what they called it, but I remember hearing that the promoter was in some trouble after that one.
Some hot water.
Yeah, he had to like borrow money, and then like still didn't even make it happen, and so
sounds like very plausible.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't sound like that far fetched of a story.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably up there. Another kind of crazy one, not necessarily for me, but two of the people that we were with, we did a skate demo, Tony Hawk and friends in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Like they set up a vert ramp right outside of like an F1 race.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. That was the first time I'd ever seen an F1 car in person.
Pretty gangster,
Dude, I couldn't believe how loud that was. Just like, fuck, it was so loud.
And they're big,
They're big, yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then we had like a day off, and like a group of us went into Dubai for the day to like hang out, whatever. Two of our friends went to just like take photos and do their own thing. And they ended up getting arrested because they took a photo of some building that had like Arabic writing that it was like a federal building or something. Arrested them. They thought they were spies and like fully detained them. They were like interrogating them.
What year was this?
That must have been 2011.
Oh, so still a bit ago.
Yeah, maybe even 2010.
Yeah.
And they were freaking out. We had to like change our flight. Tony's manager had to go and just like handle the whole situation. And like, dude, look, these guys are not spies.
They're
like
skateboarders.
We're here on this thing. And so we ended up getting out of that. But I remember they were freaking out. They're like, we're never coming here again. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed a lot now.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there again?
No, I haven't. That was the only time I've been there.
Yeah, it's changed so much now. It's like just so mellow in comparison to what it used to be by the sounds of it.
Are there, because you always hear there's like crazy strict rules. Is it still?
I think it's so weird, Like, so because we spent maybe like a year living there over like the last few years, and we just love it. Like, I think it's the sickest thing ever. And
in
like
Dubai,
yeah. And it's like you hear the rules, like you definitely can't do drugs. Like there's like not that around. You probably could find some stuff, but like looking really hard, probably just not worth the dramas. And there's stories of guys like, I was watching some shit on Vice of this guy who was like a DJ from the UK, and then he started selling some drugs and shit, got caught, like just sentenced to life. Yeah, dude, it's like drugs. It's actually crazy. Yeah. But it's even the same in like Thailand. Like I remember I did a jiu-jitsu camp with it was just like a random camp. You're like in Thailand for 10 days. And one of the dudes that run the gym got caught with a bunch of weed in his scooter.
Oh shit.
And like literally just went to jail. And he'd been living on the island for years.
But it's legal there now, right? I heard that
in Thailand it is. Yeah. But before, bro, it was like
cut your hand off.
Crazy illegal.
Aren't there some places there where they do like if you get caught stealing? I heard that they will like cut your hand off or like cut a finger off.
I wonder who Indonesia they would do that
or
to.
Something maybe.
Well, I mean, even in Dubai, they like kind of have that.
Yeah.
But it's weird though, right? Like, you can be in the busiest mall in Dubai. There's like literally thousands and thousands of people. And you can be in the food court, and you can be like, I need shit. And you're by yourself, and you got your laptop and your phone and like your wallet. You can just get up,
leave it, and
walk off,
really,
and come back.
Wow!
Swear to God,
wow!
Like it's actually that extremely safe. It's almost like it's just permeated through the culture. There's like, I guess maybe it starts with like that high level we're going to chop your hand off.
Yeah.
And like after years and years of
Yeah.
that being
Right.
the punishment,
Right.
it's almost like
Ingrained
it's just
in
kind of in the culture. Like
Yeah.
we don't steal
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a very weird psychology because if you look on paper, especially being in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I live in San Clemente,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe one of the safest
Yeah,
places in America. But I lock all my bikes,
Yeah.
chains around everything.
Yeah.
Every night before I go to bed, I'm like making sure the balcony door's locked and the
Yeah.
door to the roof is locked, and it's like no one's coming through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
that kind of sucks though, huh?
yeah, like that. But there is that culture,
Yeah.
right? You're like, people do steal
Yeah,
stuff
for sure.
here,
Yeah.
but there,
Yeah.
it's just a different culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, it comes from that, and it comes from that really high
Yeah.
level, like, we'll f you up
Yeah.
if you steal.
Yeah.
But and then you think, I don't know if I want to live in that world.
No.
But then it's like, well, I don't steal.
Yeah.
So am I that bummed
Yeah.
if a dude
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
there? It's weird psychology.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about Japan too, though. Like we
Yeah.
were just there in September,
Oh, sick.
and I took my wife for the first time. This was my third time, and
Did she love it?
She loved
Yeah.
it, but there was just like this sense that like you just feel safe anywhere. Like one night we were like a few of us, a few of the people that we were with, we went off to like do our own thing. She's like, I want to go back to the hotel, and we are like, oh, and I was like, wait,
You're in
you're
Japan. You can
fine.
do whatever you
Like,
want.
You're fine. Like, you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, we love Japan so much. It's probably like,
It's up
especially
there,
this,
dude.
this last time we went to Kyoto and Osaka
Yeah.
before I'd only been to Tokyo. And man, Kyoto is like
Amazing.
amazing. Probably one of the coolest places I've ever been. Just like we took the bullet train, and then we started thinking,
You
oh
go
my
past
God.
Mount Fuji
Yeah.
on the left.
And then we're like, dude,
oh.
you could take the bullet train all the way to the bottom of the country, and there's some parts at the bottom of Japan that you wouldn't even think are Japan.
Mm.
And so, yeah, they're doing an X Games again in June. Yeah. So, but it sucks because they're doing that Salt Lake City
right before it. Or
right
right
after.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. Because last year it was cool. We went and then we stayed like, I think, a couple days after. But this time it's like, okay, do I want to go before? It's usually like going into a contest. I want to be like practicing.
Yeah,
go right into the
yeah,
contest.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, man.
But you kind of can't stay after.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm basically going to have to fly either straight to Salt Lake or home for like a day.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Like,
I don't know either.
Space it out like yeah.
Mate, it's got to be for like TV and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm kind of debating on whether I go to that or not.
Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
It's my wife's favorite country as well. So it's
and
like,
it's in Osaka this year.
yeah.
So the last 3 years it was in Chiba, which was like not too far outside of Tokyo, but Chiba's like nothing
Yeah.
there really.
Yeah.
But not too far away from Tokyo. But yeah, Osaka was
I haven't been to Osaka.
man,
What
it
was it
was
like?
kind of like Tokyo, but I don't know, just different.
Mm.
We didn't have too much time there though. We only had like a day and a half in Osaka. We spent most of the time in Kyoto.
Yeah.
And then one of the days we went to Nara, and they have that like deer park there.
Yeah, right.
Dude, there's just like thousands of deer everywhere, and they just come right up to you and you just feed them, and like that was a trip. And these just like massive like temples and the statues, and just, like,
It's
pretty
crazy
overwhelming.
just the culture.
Yeah.
We just don't have that here.
Yeah.
It's such a young country by comparison.
Yeah, for sure.
When you just can go back literally thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of years.
Yeah.
And they really, I mean, obviously they've gone away from that style of living, but it's
Right.
like it's still culturally
Yeah.
there and present. Like it's
Yeah.
a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. We my wife loved it so much. She literally got home and she started looking up houses.
Really?
And we have a friend that's from there, he lives there, and he was telling us this thing how basically people like abandon these houses and like kind of on the outskirts of cities, and
Yeah.
you can buy a house in Japan for like $3,000.
No way.
Yeah,
Actually?
actually, like go look it up tonight. Like, you can buy a house for like
Like
it doesn't.
a decent house?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, wait, certainly you have to be like,
A
you know,
citizen
or there's
yeah,
got to be.
yeah.
And it's just like, go look.
You going to buy one?
Maybe. I mean, they're very Japanese style. Like they're, you know, kind of small, but I mean, with, you know, a little bit of money, you can kind of,
Yeah.
But we did find some ones that were like, oh, I think I could live there.
It's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
They just have such a unique culture.
Yeah.
Like, so quiet,
Yeah.
so clean.
So respectful. Everyone's so helpful. And like, you know, you come back here and it's just like, oh, wait. Kind of like a rude awakening. Like, wow, why are we all so like...
Very loud.
Yeah.
Very dirty.
Yeah. Like, that's one of the rules there on the train, you know? Like, you can't...
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Yeah.
quiet. And then even one of the years, I think the first year we went there, we were like taking the train into Tokyo, and, you know, a few of the guys were getting pretty rowdy. Like, this old guy was like... And we were like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he won't even tell you to be quiet.
Yeah.
He'll like quietly quiet you.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a cool place.
It is.
I love there's definitely something in Japanese culture that I'm trying to cultivate in myself in terms of like just doing things properly and doing it to do it properly.
Yeah.
No other expectations, no other end goals. And I guess that is a very just like trying to be in the present moment, you know, but it's like they really do have a thing in their culture to where you can spend 60 years being a sushi chef.
Yeah.
You know, and in America, you're just like, I want to be this and that and this and that and that. And like
Right.
it's more of like the Western world
Right.
is so just like next thing.
Yeah.
And they're just so razor focused. And, you know, you can just watch any documentary about whether it's sushi, making swords, making soy sauce. Like there's just this crazy old school way to do that thing. And their culture is like almost obsessed with that way of thinking, you know? And it's such I just don't think that's a very Western way of thinking, you know?
Yeah, I think we could all probably take something from their culture. And I'm excited to go back there this year, and hopefully we can figure out some time either before, or I guess not really after, but I forget this one. I started saving all these locations that I want to go to. I forget there was one place all the way at the south. And again, you can take this bullet train. So I think from Tokyo to Kyoto, it was like a 7 or 8 hour drive, and the bullet train was like not even 2 hours.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it was the smoothest ride. And we also looked up like, oh man, it goes so fast. Like, has there ever been any accidents? There's never been an accident in like I don't know, 50, 60, 70 plus years that it's been around. Yeah. Like they have it so figured out. Yeah. And they're all like perfectly on time.
Yeah.
They're maybe like 1 minute off. It's
Isn't that gnarly?
Yeah.
Such a foreign concept. Like to go from LA to San Diego.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to do the exact same thing.
Right.
It's not that easy.
Yeah. It's not.
Like imagine if you could just an hour on a train to LA.
Oh my God. Easy. Every time it's the same thing. I mean, even coming here, it was like an hour, but there was an accident. It took me an hour and almost 30, hour 20.
Yeah. The US is crazy reliant on cars.
Yeah.
They've just set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
There's that's one thing Australia does super well. I mean, I feel like a lot of places do very well. It's just like a general public transport, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, when you can go to a country like Japan and just at one thing, you can just see all of the countries. Yeah. Just insane.
Yeah. I would be interested or maybe not interested to drive there, but it's like Australia's on the other side too, right? Yeah. Like whenever I'm in the car, I'm like, or in a cab or something, I'm just like, I'd be like kind of freaked out for a minute. Like, oh shit, am I on the right side? Ah.
It's wild how easy it becomes after a while though. Like when you do it a certain amount of times.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's like a skill you develop or I guess just like anything with repetitions or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the other side. The UK's on the other side. Europe's on this side.
Yeah.
It's like, how does the country even pick?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like why and how to do
But there's
that?
also, I think maybe it's in Australia. My buddy was telling me that there's like some weird kind of turn that we don't have here. I was there last year sometime, and he was
Was
like,
it in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's like, watch this. He's like, that's so fucked. He's like, I don't even know how to do it. And it's like,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah, so in Melbourne, in the city, to go left, because they have all these tram crossings,
Yeah.
so you kind of can't get in the middle. So you know how in the US, you got a green light, going dead straight. So then if you want to go left and there's a green light, pull into the middle and then either wait until it's free or wait to a yellow. But if you do that in Melbourne, you get fucking cleaned up by a tram.
Okay.
So basically, you pull to the right, to the very far right,
That's what it was.
to go left,
Yeah.
and then you got to wait until the light goes yellow. Yeah, it's a fuck around.
But it's because of the tram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah,
that makes sense. You got to get out of the way.
Yeah, because they have public transport crazy dialed
Yeah.
in Melbourne.
Yeah. Melbourne's another one of my favorites. I think I could live there.
Yeah?
It's so cool.
Whereabouts have you stayed? Like just in the city kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much only in the city. I've got a good friend from there. Him and his wife own a tattoo shop. He's done some of my tattoos. They live kind of on the outskirts. I've never stayed with them because they have like a bunch of cats, and I'm like super allergic to cats.
Same, it's
I
the
know,
worst,
it
bro.
sucks. But yeah, I've been kind of all around to Australia. My first time there, I think it was 2012. We were doing some skate demos at that Big Day Out thing. Like
How good was that?
Oh man, it was the
Because you're a
best.
big music guy too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the last year they did it. So thankfully we caught that. But it was insane. Like, especially, my first time going to Australia, doing all of the big stops. And yeah, it was nuts. I think Red Hot Chili Peppers was like, they were playing every night. There's like just full music festival. And then there was like a vert ramp right in the middle. And that festival, I guess, had some history with skating because, like, for years they had a vert ramp, and I don't know if they used to have a contest or if it was always demos.
I don't know whether it was a contest or not, but it would have been like Jason Ellis, like that. And there was what was the name of? There was another Aussie skater, vert skater. Was it Taz?
Taz Pappas.
Yeah. So he was there, and then they used to do that Bondi Beach. Bowl thing as well, like that was pretty massive. And like Corbin Harris. So there was like a pretty good Aussie like era of skating back then.
Yeah, the Bondi skate park's still there, but they don't do that contest anymore.
No, it was a Vans thing, right?
Yeah. I don't really skate bowls that much, but it always looked cool. Like, it's like, man, just the vibe and the energy of that contest looked really cool. But yeah, I mean, I mostly skate like vert ramps or mega, like bigger stuff. So
yeah, how do you just like funnel in? Is it too hard to be across all of the disciplines? Like, is there kind of anyone that does everything?
Yeah, there definitely is, but for me, like I don't know. I never really spent too much time skating like parks or street. I think a big part of that was like, I grew up on the East Coast, and a large part of me moving out here was like all my skate parks shut down, and I stopped skating for a while, and there was a point where I was like, if I want to keep skating, I have to move out here. And so I went from, skating basically one place to then like not having that to moving out here, and now there's like 8 vert ramps to choose from. So I'm like, I don't care about going to skate a park. Like, I can go skate all these vert ramps that I've been watching in videos for like since I was a little kid. So I think I never really like put too much time into it. And then there kind of came a point where it was just like, man, the kids now are so gnarly at parks that it's like, what? I mean, like, sure, I can just like pump around or whatever, and then I always found that I'd get way more hurt skating smaller shit than I would skating like vert or mega.
That's crazy.
Like, almost every time.
Huh.
Like I don't know how to like fall.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because when you're skating vert or mega, like you have so much time to like bail out of something.
Yeah.
Where like that smaller stuff, you're like running out of something and
Yeah,
roll an
it's
ankle.
like a different coordination
Yeah.
and athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this kid Tom Shar, that's probably, I was just skating with him yesterday. Literally can skate everything, vert, mega, park. He got second at the Olympics. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of the all-terrain beasts now. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is pretty wild. But I mean, I guess that's like the generation, right?
Yeah.
Like, who's the youngest person that can do a 900?
Oh, there's too many to count now.
Like, isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. There's this kid from Japan, though. I think he's got to be like 9. I think he's 9 or maybe 10. And it's just like he's got him so consistent, or it's just like.
Tony Hawk
Yeah.
was the top of the top. And when he did it, it like melted the infrastructure of the universe.
Yeah.
And now there's a fucking 10-year-old Japanese kid that just got it on lock.
It's just crazy that when you see it now, when you see like a kid learn a 9, or you're just kind of like, oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's crazy that it's at a point where nobody's really fazed by it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome. Did a 9, but it's not like, you know, obviously 15, 20 years ago, it was like, oh my God, he was the 3rd, 4th guy to do it. Like, whoa. Now it's just like, oh, that seems about right.
That's how progression should be.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make it any more, like it doesn't make it make sense anymore, because it was almost like that was skating's 3-minute mile in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then once one person did it, it just makes things so much more possible.
I mean, I think the crazier part is just how young, like it seems like the younger you are, the easier it is to do a 9, maybe.
Yeah, but maybe there's just some general physics at play there.
Yeah.
Where you're just way lighter.
Yeah, I think so. It's got to be. I haven't done one. I used to do them like quite a bit. I don't know. There just kind of came a point for me where I was just like, I mean, there's when you do them on mega, like for me, it was, you know, felt awesome when you would make it, but even attempting them was just like,
really?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I had a really bad slam on one, actually 10 years ago this year. I almost broke my neck skating out at Bob Burnquist's house, and I had gotten to a point where they were pretty consistent. And till this day, I don't know what happened. I just kind of looped. I did 2 in a row, and I wanted to, it was like 6-8 weeks before X Games, and I wanted to do 3 in a row, and I don't know what happened. I just went to go spin, and it's like halfway, I just like lost the momentum, and I was just like stuck upside down.
Dead,
and I just fell straight to my head, and like I thought I broke my neck because I remember hitting and hearing the and like drove straight to the hospital. So yeah, after that, I would really only try them around X Games. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this in my run, but it wasn't like before where I was like, I'm just gonna do one today. You know?
Yeah.
And then also, I would only really do them on like, you know, like the full mega. They'd have like the big jump, so I would do it off the big one.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone's going 20 plus feet when you hit that big one. Like you're just going so fast. So anything you do is at 20 feet.
Is that off the quarter after the ramp?
Yeah. So even doing a 540 at 20 feet,
it's just gnarly.
It's kind of crazy because, you know, also factoring in wind or, you know, that changes everything. You pull out just a little bit too much and all of a sudden you're, you know, like too far this way,
you're a very long,
or
it's
too
so
far
exaggerated
into the deck where like I've done that before where like I've come down, hit the coping, and, you know, not fun.
No, that sounds terrible.
But I guess the flip side of that is, you know, it sucks. It seems like X Games is pretty much done. with that. Even the setup that I have at my house, where it's a little bit smaller than the full size one. We did the X Games at my house, 22 and 23.
Yeah.
Last year it didn't happen, and then this year it's kind of up in the air, but kind of looking like it's not going to happen. And so I'm kind of like, oh man, it's like, is Mega just like done, or is it at least done as far as like with X Games and like from a competitive standpoint? So I'm like, man, do I have to do my own contest at my house this year to kind of keep it alive? There's this kid Guy that has one pretty similar setup to mine down in Brazil.
Yeah, he's Brazilian, right?
Yeah, he does a contest. His is only half of mine. I know he has plans to build like the second part of it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, there's a kid in Australia that has a Mega full-size one, and then Bob's, which is, you know, little over 20 years old, or 20 years old at this point, and it's, you know, it's seen better days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of funny to think like, man, it's been around for a bit, but what is the future of it? And it sucks because they built like an exact replica of the ramp that I have at my place. They were gonna do it at X Games, and then I don't know, not to really like throw anyone under the bus, but I think, you know, I don't know if you've heard, but X Games got bought out, and there's kind of like some restructuring going on there, and I don't know if they're just, you know, trying to change things up, and they are not really interested in doing that anymore. But it sucks because that ramp is ready to go at an X Games, but
so they've already built it?
They built it in 2020, and they were going to do it, I think, that year. Then obviously nothing happened, and then I think maybe COVID just fucked it up because you know,
just lost like the momentum. Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully it's not completely dead in the water, but yeah, I mean, typically when X Games like takes an event out, I don't know how likely they are to
put it back
in.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Hopefully, you know, Monster has some pull.
Yeah.
I know they were really hoping that was going to be in there, but
yeah. So I guess logistically it's a challenge just because of the size of the ramp.
Yeah.
And
well, the full one is for sure. The full one is because, you know, you got to rent all this scaffolding, the elevator. I've heard that it's $1 million for the week because you have to hire all this like local union staff, and the scaffolding's really expensive, and the insurance and just everything that goes into it. It's $1 million up and down for 1 week of an event. So the other one I don't think is nearly as much.
Like your size one. Yeah.
And that was another thing too, is like building mine. And so like even the one at Bob's house, you can't really, I mean, you can walk back to the top, but you can't have like a full session walking back up. Like you're basically hiking a hill every time
and over
to take one run. And I've done it, and it's like you take 10 runs at most, and you're like, dude, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the one at X Games, you need the elevator. So that was always like a bummer. Like, fuck, what if I just want to like skate this thing by myself? Like I need somebody driving me, or I need, you know, you need an elevator.
How does it work at your house?
You can skate back. So like on the second one, it like goes back.
Yes.
So it's basically two of them back to back, right?
Yeah.
But on the second quarter, on the last one, there's like stairs back up to the top of the vert ramp.
Yeah.
And then from the vert ramp, there's another set of stairs. And it's like, mind you, that's still pretty exhausting.
Yeah.
Like walking that many stairs over and over is but also my legs are pretty strong, I'd say, you know, from all that skating and hiking. But yeah, it's not as bad as walking up the one at Bob's, where it's just like two.
And what's the alternative at Bob's? Does he have, like, you can drive up to the top?
Well, yeah,
as
he used to have these those rhinos.
Yeah.
The Yamaha Rhino, whatever.
Yeah.
Those things finally just died. and then it was like, okay, whose car, who's got a truck, and it's like the truck would always get fucked up, or the car would get fucked up or scratched, and it's like, I don't want to use my car. Like everyone's just like jumping in, like throwing all their shit. It's just So we kind of take turns doing that. I haven't been out there in a while. I know there's some guys that still go out there. Bob had an event, I think in like October or November of last year, and they fixed it up a bit, but Bob spends most of his time down in Brazil now, so he's not at home. His main focus isn't really mega anymore. So, and it's a lot of ramp. It's a lot of wood. There's I don't even know how many tens of thousands of screws, and like I said, the thing's been there for 20 years, and so it's all the plywood. The skate light, the top surface is always good. It's just inevitably the plywood under any ramp outdoors always turns to shit. It just gets mushy, dry rot. I mean, at my place, I'm changing stuff out every year. Like even year to year, like we just did a bunch of maintenance, just a section that I thought was good because it's not that old. Because we got a bunch of rain like the last 2 or 3 years here. Just every time it rains, like every time it's done, I always try and get out there and just like get the water off so it doesn't sit and
like soak
seep into the wood because it just destroys it. But even like it rained like a week ago. And then it's like sunny and hot, and I think that fluctuation just like
warps it and shit.
Like I was skating yesterday, and I'm just like seeing all this shit that I didn't know. Like, what is this? Like, go get the screw gun. Like, put
So it's just a constant thing.
Yeah. But it's all good because it's like
the sickest shit ever.
The sickest shit ever. So what are you gonna do? Like, not do it?
So how many legit dudes in the world are riding mega to keep the X Games thing going?
Oh man,
is the level? It's still like crazy high and crazy competitive.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't really know how many people. Like I said, there's that kid Kiefer that lives in Australia. He has one. I don't know. I want to say he maybe lives like 2 or 3 hours outside of Melbourne.
Yeah.
And I know he's got a little bit of a scene going on there. He absolutely rips. But most of the people here, like no one's really going out to skate bobs anymore. Like, so there's definitely enough people that will skate my setup or the mega park setup. That's kind of what I called it. But yeah, I don't know. I think if X Games were like, hey, we're doing this event this year, it'd be like, okay, everyone's going to start skating and like kind of getting ready, but it's kind of just like,
without the extra push.
Yeah.
What's the most alive part of skateboarding right now, would you say?
Probably park.
Yeah.
Still.
Do you think the Olympics had a huge impact on skating?
For how so? Like competitive?
Maybe like the reinvigoration of like the audience and the fan base, like, are more people skating than ever, do you think?
I think so. I mean, it definitely, shed a new light on skating. Like, oh wow, it's now an Olympic thing.
Yeah, it's more legit.
Yeah,
in a way.
But for me, it's like I kind of maybe a little bit bitter about it because they don't have vert in the Olympics, and it's like, I've been around quite a while now. I'm 36, and I've been skating a lot longer than a lot of these kids that have come up that are, now in the Olympics. Skating, and it's like, man. And yeah, it's still kind of up in the air whether Vert is going to be in 2028, which is going to be here in LA. And that would be pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
I'll be 40, so I don't know if, by that time.
Be pretty sick to be an Olympian at 40.
Yeah, I mean, at least to just like have the opportunity to, be a part of it. And
I wonder what the thinking is. Like, I wonder how they even decide.
I don't know, man. Like, whenever I talk to people about it, it just sounds like there's so much politics, and there's several governing bodies that, like, I'm always just like, okay, I've heard enough. Like, I don't know.
I don't understand any of this. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Just wonder like what the classification is, right? Because like, so I do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And it's not in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But judo is.
Oh, weird.
And so is wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's like there's all of these I mean, not that I would go to the Olympics for it, but it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Like judo and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Crazy similar.
Yeah. Well, I heard initially for the first one, they were like, oh, well, you know, for something to be an Olympic sport, there has to be enough men and women from each country to represent it. And there just, frankly, aren't enough women that skate vert and it's like, okay. But now that's not a valid argument anymore.
Rip,
yeah,
right?
They're ripping. And like there's so many more kids skating vert now, men and women, that's just not a valid argument anymore. So it's like, okay, now what is it? And I guarantee you that if they were like, hey, 3 years from now or whatever, vert's in the Olympics, you're going to get an influx of so many kids and just from all over, like, we're going for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, I think there's just a lot of politics behind it. And, you know, even with somebody like Tony Hawk advocating for it, I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but he was just like, hey, you guys can use my vert ramp. Like, what, you know? Like,
what do you need?
What do you need?
Yeah.
And
Let me
like,
help.
Oh, well,
help me help you.
I don't know. It's like, okay. So, yeah, a little frustrating, but I guess on the flip side, also, like, I've seen maybe like a different side that it just seems like so competitive where like, you know, obviously there's competitiveness with, I guess, with X Games, but there was like a new side that I kind of saw from the outside looking in being like, ugh, maybe I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. This
like,
doesn't feel like skating.
No.
Yeah.
And just, you know, this just like newer generation with all these like Olympic parents and just, I'm just like, ugh, no thanks.
it's just gymnastics.
Yeah.
With a skateboard.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Like, wait, we have coaches now?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it's like looking at somebody's like, you're a coach? I'm like, fuck, maybe I could be a coach. I think I could be a coach. Who the fuck are you? So.
No, it's true. It's a weird thing when a sport that has such a core, like it wasn't a sport.
Yeah.
Like really.
Right.
It was a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it was a thing that people, a lifestyle is probably the best way to say it.
Yeah.
And then you commercialize that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And to do that, you have to have like this quantifiable thing, like there's a start and a finish.
Yeah.
There's a beginning and an end.
Yeah. This trick's worth this much. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand it. These people understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not how the thing started.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, there's sides to competing that I don't really like, but I guess fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to think of it, especially being like a vert mega guy, I kind of rely on, you know, contests and energy drink sponsors. And I think, you know, if that weren't a thing, I don't know how I would be able to make a living skating and only focus on skating, which is like, you know, I'm beyond grateful for that. And I trip out on it all the time that I'm still able to do it at this age for how long I've been doing this. And there's kind of always been that thing in the back of my mind, like, dude,
when's this running?
Yeah,
when's
like,
this running out?
This can't be real.
Yeah,
At some point, this has to be over or some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've gone back and forth with contests, being like, I'm so over this, or whatever. But I feel like the last, like, I don't know, the last little bit, I've kind of just, you know, really just been like, okay, I'm just so grateful that I still get to do this and travel to places like Japan and whatever. So. Because there are, I guess, frustrating parts of contests. I think more so just from myself, like the pressure that I put on myself, and especially with skating vert, because I haven't had. It's always just been kind of a struggle for me to like be consistent in vert contests, because it's like, you know, it's a vert contest or a vert run is like 12, 13 walls.
Yeah.
And at this point now, it's like there's kind of like no setup tricks. It's just like
it's just banger,
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 you know,
banger,
and it's like
banger.
it's tough, man. And I'm now the oldest guy competing. I think I noticed this like 2 years ago because at one point it was Bucky Lassick, and then he doesn't really compete in vert anymore, or like he'll maybe, I don't know. So once he was gone, I was like kind of looking around. I think it was 2023 or 2, whatever. And I was looking around and I'm like, oh my God, I'm the oldest dude here now. Like kind of by a lot. I think maybe like Jimmy Wilkins might be 30 or 29. Like I said, I'm going to be 37 in July. But
what date in July?
July 29th.
Oh, 22nd.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's only a week older than you.
Yeah,
a week older.
But, you know, for the longest time there, it felt like I'm the dude coming up. And it's like, okay.
You're chasing these guys.
This is so cool. Now I'm just like, oh, shit. Literally felt like.
Gone.
What happened?
Yeah.
But, you know, knock on wood, I still feel good. And I still love it as much as I ever have. And, you know, always just finding, like, new challenges, whether it's, like, you know, new things to film or learn, or there's always that like burning, like, I want to get out there and like, I'm going to try this today. Or, you know, even if it's a trick I've done, it's like, okay, I'm going to try and do it in a line now. That's kind of what I was working on the last week. It's like this trick I've done before. Okay, now I want to try and get it consistent enough to like, I want to do it in a run. So that's kind of, that's where I'm at.
I've been thinking a lot recently about, I've been very detailed, like keeping a very consistent journal this year. Mm-hmm. And I just get up in the morning, make a coffee. I used to read a lot in the morning. Yeah. But now I'm like, I get up and I got my nice little journal and I just write a full page. Yeah. No fucking spaces, no paragraph, just blurt it out. Yeah. And been very consistent this year. And then I'm kind of like going back. It's funny. I like took photos of all the pages, put it into Chat GPT, and I'm like, "How's this dude doing?"
Oh shit! Really?
From like pretend you're a PhD, like a psychologist. But
really,
yeah, it's just funny because like you can see patterns. Because I'm like kind of writing about the same shit. You know, like I did this, yes, I did this. I got to do this. I'm worried about this. And it's like, so
wow, I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah. Take photos and like analyze this.
Yeah, I just like put it all into like because I mean, fuck, it's like 30 something, 40 pages or whatever. Yeah. And, but it's funny, like you go through and then once it's kind of like classified or like deconstructed a little bit, you're just like, oh man, very goal driven. It's like always goals and progress and like pushing towards these things. And then it's also like a lot of like, how would you say it? It's like the validation is by achieving the goals. Yeah. And it's like you kind of just move the goalpost on yourself like over and over and over. And then like the little things like, you know, you should practice more of, you know, just doing things for pure enjoyment and just doing things purely for fun. Like, you know, jiu-jitsu is one of those things where it's like a real big ego test. Yeah. Because it's so confrontational. Yeah. And you're either going to win or you're going to lose. And there's an ego battle in both of those things, but it's like two sides of the same coin, you know? Like if you can really beat the fuck out of someone, you need to be very respectful and you need to be like humble in your ability to be better than that person. Yeah. And then if someone's way better than you, then you need to be very humble in like acknowledging that you're just getting the shit kicked out of you right now, you know?
Have you been doing that for a while?
Jiu-jitsu? Yeah, like eight years.
Oh, wow.
And it's still a thing, you know? It's like it's still a internal battle, and you have a few weeks off and you know your cardio is going to drop down, and then this guy might like outpace you. Yeah. It's a psychological battle, you know?
The cardio is pretty intense with jiu-jitsu, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of like your heart rate. Yeah. Just like managing your heart rate. Yeah. Because you can do these little drills where in class you'll do drills, learn some techniques, and then you'll start in a very specific position. And then you'll basically, it's like a roll, but from there. And I mean, you can be doing that for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And get up and you're like,
I read that guy, Hickson Gracie's book.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
It was good,
called
eh?
Breathe or something.
Yeah.
But I think he kind of like created that whole mindset of like breathing, right? And how to just control like your...
So many of the top dudes do it. They breathe, they're like... And like you can see like the top jiu-jitsu competitors in the world doing this like Hickson Gracie. Because it's just like you basically... You're in like this fight or flight response. And you kind of get used to being in that place. And then it's about... just keeping your default is chill in those situations, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, it's funny to have something like that, just purely analytical, like read over 50 pages of shit and kind of spit out some of that stuff. And I'm like, man, it's a weird dynamic between like doing something purely just for fun or doing things to get better. And then the enjoyment is in the getting better. Yeah. And it's like, I'm so sure that you would at some level be like wrestling with that as well. Yeah. Because it's like, if you just do it for fun and you don't care and it's whimsical and it's magical and it's in the moment and it's all of that hippie shit. Yeah. Can you get better like that? Yeah. You know? So it's like, that's a weird balance to walk. And I'm not walking it right, I don't think right now.
I think I kind of feel that way about working out right now because, like, I've always trained, but I feel like a lot of it has been around, like...
performance.
Yeah, like getting ready for a contest. And I started having back problems. Like, I threw my back out of nowhere about 3 years ago now. And I found out, like, I have a bulging disc in my back. And it happened a few times since that. And then I was lucky enough to find this amazing PT dude, and we started working together. And I went to this like spinal doctor, and he was like, "Oh, like we can do this surgery that can shave the disc off, or we can give you an epidural shot." And this PT guy was just like, "Don't do that.
Yeah, no.
Here's what we're gonna do." And so it's gotten to the point. I guess it's kind of been like a blessing and a curse because it's like I've never been this consistent with working out. And I feel like for the first time, I've gotten to a point where I'm not really working out to like
do anything.
Yeah, like I've gotten to a point where I love the feeling of feeling good and strong and the consistent. Like if I start missing days, I'm like, oh fuck, like it's almost like I'm
missing something.
Missing it, like I'm craving it. So that's been really cool, and knock on wood, I haven't had any issues with my back. And yeah, like I said, the few times that it did happen, it was like I was just like slacking. I was just like, like that's good now. And then it was always like it would go out over nothing. Like the last time it happened, I was just like knee sliding, and I was just like, oh, like I felt something go, and then it just locked up, and it gets to the point where it's like,
yeah, you're there.
Like, dude, it's I don't know if you've ever like thrown your back out like that. You can't fucking breathe, dude. It's like, oh my God. Every little movement, you're just like, oh shit. Yeah. So yeah, even today, I'm probably gonna get back after this and work out because I didn't have time to work out this morning. But like I said, I try and like.
So what's the program there? Daily?
Almost daily. Yeah. Like if on days where I'm like not really working out, I still have like a couple just like mellow like core things that I do. Yeah. Core stuff, and I got one of those what do they call it, like Nordic
you doing those?
Yeah, like the back
how well, wait, so are you doing the one where it basically locks your heels down the bottom, and then you're like lowering yourself by your hamstrings?
Not all the time. Those ones are really hard. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still doing a lot of like hamstring leg stuff, but you can set the little pad like just above your waist,
and you're just doing like back extensions.
Yeah. And like, I found out though, my PT guy told me the other day, because I was doing them just like flat, and that kind of works like more of your upper back. Yeah. But he's like, if you kind of tuck your chin and you kind of just try and fold down and back up, it does more of your like low back. Yeah. Yeah. And so the last time I saw him, it had been like a few weeks, And he's like, dude, your back's feeling strong now. And I'm like, sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long have you been on that program for? Like when you say consistency, like how long has it been consistent?
Like a year and a half, 2 years.
That's solid.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like, I'd say the last 6 months, I've been now like really trying to focus on leg stuff. Cause I've always like, it's just always been hard to find a balance of like working out hard enough, but then like, okay, I'm going to skate. And now it's like, I gotta fucking walk all these stairs and I'm too tired to skate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've kind of just been trying to push through.
Yeah. You just got to get over the hump, eh?
So, and it's weird because sometimes or some sessions where like I'll go apeshit working out. I'm like, okay, I have nothing left in the tank, but I'm going to skate it anyways. And I ended up skating great, or I felt good. Whereas like this just happened the other day. I was taking a day off from working out and I went to skate and I'm like, I feel like shit. Maybe I need to work out or do something before to kind of at least, yeah. Skating's just weird though. And I think maybe I don't know, moto, like some days you could do everything right and you're like, oh, like I fucking slept good. I ate great. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then other times you're like, dude, I slept so bad last night. I'm so tired, but for some reason, like everything's working right now.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I in all my years of skating, I still don't understand it.
Don't know the mix.
I don't know the recipe, but
that's
funny.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fully with you. I literally had this chat with Gomez. Like I think it was the day that he got back from your place. Actually.
Oh, nice.
Because I think I was like we had a coffee and then I was like about to go to the gym or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I feel like going to the gym is just a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
As a male, as a female, doesn't matter. You should go.
For sure.
You should do something just even. So we moved. We had to like my wife and I. We had to move around a lot over the last few years, and then we got a place in October. So that was like we could join a gym. We can like do all this shit now.
Yeah.
So yeah, since then that's been like the first time in years that I've been able to be like super consistent.
Yeah.
And man, you just feel it.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's such a crazy important thing.
Yeah.
And I think I was in the same boat with jiu-jitsu, right? I'm like, dude, I do not want to do deadlifts.
Yeah.
And then go and get fucking smoked.
Yeah.
Like, so I would just not lift.
Right.
And then my recovery wouldn't be as good and I wasn't that strong. And it was like, so I was protecting myself.
Yeah.
In my sport and the thing that I was doing, but also just like holding myself back. But I think what I'm finding now is that it actually helps recovery.
Yeah,
so
for
like
sure.
To be sore, like normally I would be like, oh, I'm sore, I can't go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's almost a better reason to go to the gym. Just don't go crazy heavy, which I kind of never do.
Yeah.
Like I'm never going super heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like go through the motions, do the warm up.
Yeah.
Use the muscles.
Yeah.
You will feel better.
Sure.
But I've spoken about it a few times on here, but I'm just feeling so much better.
Nice.
As a result of it.
Yeah, me too.
And now I'm not going to not do that.
Yeah, same. Like I even noticed the other day, usually like I said, when I'm skating the mega at my house, like walking those stairs, there's a certain point, and it still kicks in, but there's a point where it's like, dude, my legs just feel like they're doing that.
Yeah.
And I noticed a few times recently where I'm like,
I'm good.
My legs should be really sore right now, but like, this is interesting. This is new.
Yeah.
So yeah, gonna try and stay consistent with that. I'm actually probably gonna do some legs when I get home today. I think it sucks too. My PT guy was telling me this. Like the older you get, the fat, like the less breaks you can take in between.
Yeah.
Because you'll just start losing your progress
quicker. Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, okay, really got to stay on it.
I know. Yeah, dude, it's just like a constant. It's just like a constant thing, you know. Like, and you're right. You do definitely, because we're pretty much the exact same age.
Yeah.
But just you notice that it goes.
Yeah.
You lose it, and you need to
for sure
keep it going. But I mean, I feel like our generation, we're super lucky when we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like our parents' generation
Yeah.
is maybe one of the last generations that's like kind of, I don't know whether your parents had this,
Yeah.
but my dad, it was almost like, playtime's over.
Mm-hmm.
I got kids now. I got a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't do my sport anymore. I don't do like he'll have the weekends is
Right.
for taking us to do
Yeah.
sport. He really kind of stripped focus off himself
Yeah.
and really kind of like let himself go in a way, you know, to like provide for
my
the
dad
family.
was the same way.
That's such a generational
Yeah.
thing, I think.
My mom was the opposite, though. My mom has always been an avid runner.
Really?
And like marathon runner. And,
Wow.
yeah. So, I mean, she's done the New York Marathon like a handful of times. And, but it's like she's getting, you know, she's 71 now and slowing down quite a bit, but she's always had that, like, that drive and that, you know, kind of.
Just like importance on
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think about it sometimes like, oh, my inspirations, Tony Hawk or whatever. And it's like, my mom's like kind of, you know, maybe subconsciously, you know, like she's always had that like ambition and drive to like feel good and be on it and be healthy. And so, but yeah, I totally know what you mean. Cause my dad was the same way. Just like, fuck it. He had back problems and, you know, would never, I was like, why don't
And that's it. It's a life sentence.
It's over.
So, yeah, life
like,
sentence.
Go figure it out. Like,
I gotta fucking do it. Yeah.
It's like, shit, okay.
But I feel like our generation, growing up with the internet, growing up with toxic fucking fitness influencers, just jamming shit down your throat, like, I think we kind of get it.
For sure.
And I also feel like we're maybe just the selfish millennials that want to have it all.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like I think when we have kids, it's like I still plan on riding.
Yeah.
I still plan on doing jiu-jitsu. Like I'll figure that out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to do all of this shit, you know.
Yeah. Do you ride track or like trails?
But both.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ride mountain bikes a bunch.
Oh, nice.
E-bikes.
Nice.
That's the best shit ever. And then track, trails,
Sick.
like fucking whatever. I'll ride whatever.
I'm kind of interested to get back on a track. It's been a really long time.
Yeah.
I mostly ride trails, but I feel like I've gotten so much better at riding.
Yeah.
That
like, now you're like,
I wonder if I should go back there and like test it. I kind of just stopped riding track because I kind of realized at one point I was like, I'm gonna get hurt doing this.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I just went and rode, went on a pretty fun trip to Borrego Springs, like end of January. And I'd say like, the last few times I've ridden, I feel like it's taken me so long to get to this point where I feel so comfortable on the bike now. And I finally understand like gripping the bike with my legs and my arms are loose. And I'm just like staying on the gas the whole time. And that's taken me so long to feel comfortable, like not being like, laid off. Just like, just staying on it. And I remember vividly, like this last trip, I was going so fast over this rock section. And I'm like, I should be slow. I'm like, fucking keep going.
Good.
Like, and just like letting the bike, like just do all of it. And like getting comfortable just being sideways.
Yeah.
Like that used to freak me out. But now I'm like, oh shit. Like it feels so fucking sick.
That's so good.
So yeah, I'm all
what
about it.
bike are you on?
A KTM 350 SXF.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So I had a Husky.
That's a track bike.
It's a track bike, yeah. It's had a few issues. I got it from a buddy of mine, but I had another buddy kind of look over it, and because I was on a Husky FE 501.
Yeah, a lot of
bike, and especially like I like riding trails.
Tightest, single
tracky. And it was like I jumped on that bike because I bought it off my friend. He had it, and I was like, holy shit, this feels like a mountain bike compared to what I had. So I sold that, and then I got his. And yeah, I think 350 is kind of the sweet spot for kind of riding I like to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there's been a couple times recently where I'm like, fuck, I'm definitely better at riding. Like, should I go back to the track and kind of feel it out? Because like I watch a ton of moto stuff on Instagram or whatever. And
Yeah.
my dream is like, I don't know what they call that, but when they take off the jump and they like,
Just like a whip.
I guess it's a whip, but like not like a wah, but like they'll just dip the bike off the jump.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, can you do that?
Not really.
It's kind of hard, huh? Like, wow.
We didn't grow up riding like jumps.
Yeah.
So that's always been a thing. Like we grew up with a tractor and just some discs.
Yeah.
And you just drive it around the paddock.
Yeah.
And then you just get these massive ruts and bumps and like we just had sick turn tracks.
Yeah, nice.
So I just never got
the
jump exposure, you know?
For sure. I think I could definitely handle the turns at a track better now, but I think that was one of the things that freaked me out on the track is like I had a couple really close calls where I, did that or like I landed and the fucking bar hit me here and I flipped over and then there's like a million guys zooming past me and I'm just like,
this is a lot.
But I see people hitting jumps and I'm like, fuck, okay, there's just like one thing I need to like figure out.
Yeah.
It looks so fun, dude.
Yeah. You'd be able to figure it out because you understand technique and how you need to move your body. Like I'm sure there's a level of proprioception that you have to where like if someone explained it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like any kind of coaching or anything?
No.
We should just go to the track.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, just go to Parla Vet Track or
Is that where you go?
Yeah, Parla. I rode Kahia Creek.
Oh, I want to go there.
That vet track is fucking awesome.
Cool. I've driven past that, and everyone has always said, "Oh, you should go out there," because they also have trails, I think, too.
They do, yeah.
But yeah, I would love to do like a big jump, but also that feeling like when you're in there, you're like, "Oh fuck!" Like but when you know something's wrong.
You get to do big jumps every day.
Yeah, but not like I don't know. There's just something about being on a bike and just like having an engine going, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do it on a skateboard, but it's just like there's something
very
about
quiet,
like, something about giving it gas and being like, whoa, fuck, dude.
No, you're right. Yeah. Sunday, I got a Yamaha 450. Okay. And the thing's just a fucking dragon. Yeah. Like it's so sick. Yeah. It's so fast. And so, like my buddy, he's a old pro. He had a really bad accident, retired from racing. And he was out there the other day and he doesn't own a bike. So he was just like bike hopping, Yeah. Hopped on my bike and was like, dude, that's way too fucking fast. Like he used to race Supercross.
Holy shit. Did you like do anything to it?
Nah, just stock.
Stock.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like, this is the craziest bike ever made, basically.
What is it?
It's just a Yamaha 450. Just a YZ450.
YZ450, okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, he was just like, dude, I would have asked to detune that bike if I was on Supercross. And there was like this one jump on the vet track. It's like the kind of top back one. I'm kind of like just starting to get back into like regularly riding. So I'm like the guy, I'd rather be on a mini ramp for like a couple months before I skate a vert ramp. Does that make sense?
Is a vet track kind of like a mini ramp?
Kind of, yeah, it's just like mellow. Yeah, okay. You know, it's just like way more mellow. Jumps aren't as big. Catch me on the
vet track for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like we got to get you back out onto the jumps are all like super manageable. But I can just go out there and just session the fucking track for all day, not get crazy tired, like, and I can just focus on flowing and riding. But there was like this one jump where you kind of like land. It's like a step on, step off thing. And then you go, and then there's like this kind of step up the hill. And it's like it's not a big jump, but just the way that it's set up. Like you've got to really fucking hit it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So like you land and then I'm just second gear on the 450, just on the seat and then jump. Like just, you're right. It's the sickest fucking feeling. Yeah. And then when you're just like, just hooking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah. Have you been out to Borrego Springs?
No.
Man, it's amazing.
Where is it?
It's like 78 or no, 76, kind of like you're going to Paula, but just keep going. It's like on the way to Ocotillo. Like it's all kind of in that zone, like Palm Springs. I think it's just south of Palm Springs. Yeah. And man, the trails there were so good.
Really?
And then there's like a road there, like it goes, you can go to Ocotillo, and then there's like the Salton Sea.
Yeah.
So like one day we literally went and hit this trail. We went to Ocotillo, then we like a few of the guys, you know, branched off. They went all the way to the Salton Sea and back, and I forget. There's this other place where there's like this crazy like rocks. Like it was awesome.
And you just rode the
Yeah.
350 out there.
Yeah. It's a little sketchy because my bike's not plated anymore, but
yeah, they're pretty cool.
knock on wood, I didn't have any because we were on the road for a while. But
Yeah.
my other friends had plated bikes, so I kind of just like
get in the middle. Yeah.
just, but yeah, there were there's like those spots in Ocotillo where there are like kind of those jumps, and I kind of was like trying to feel it out, but I'm like, oh man,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. I've always just kind of looked at that, and like even snowboarding, like I don't really touch jumps, snowboarding. Like I just would never want to get hurt doing anything besides skating. Like if I can't skate because I got hurt doing something else, I think it would just be like really,
torture.
Yeah.
Like,
what did I fucking do?
Why did I do that?
Why did I do?
Yeah,
you know, it's like I get hurt skating. It's like, okay,
it's part of my job.
Makes sense.
I got to do it. Yeah.
But even last year, we were riding some trails, and I like just kind of landed weird. And my boot went like all the way, and like my ankle was like bugging me for like weeks. I was just like, God damn it.
Yeah, is this worth it?
Yeah, but it is worth it. It's too much fun.
Well, yeah, let's get you back out.
Yeah,
let's
for
get
sure.
you back out.
I'd be down to go to the Cahuilla.
Yeah.
Is it not as crowded as
Paula gets crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Bro.
That was, like I said, the last time I was there, just there's too many people there, and they're just like, like I want to go at my own pace. That's kind of what I love about trail riding is like there's no one out there. I love being in nature, and it's just...
Dude, trail riding's like the hidden thing.
Yeah.
You know, like so many of... A lot of our audience is like real motos, racing.
Yeah.
But, man... Trail riding's the shit.
It's the best,
like,
man.
If you get a good group of boys, good trails, like you're outside, you're doing anything so disconnected.
Yeah. I got home from this trip and I'm like, fuck, I want to buy an RV. So now I've been like looking at like sprinters or RVs. And I'm like, okay, kind of pricey, but like I want to be in that world now. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see. I'm trying to get my lady into it as well
into riding.
Well, like she knows how to ride. I got her, or it was like kind of for me too, like a little like 125 or something. Yeah. So I'll kind of like I've actually jumped the second jump at my place on it.
Really?
Which is kind of fun. So I guess I can kind of jump.
Dude, just practice on that.
Yeah, just practice on that.
Yeah.
So she knows how to ride. I mean, she grew up in the South. Like she knows how to ride bikes and quads and all that stuff, but. I don't have a truck, so that's kind of been
the limiting factor.
Yeah, so I'm actually, I'm looking at this one truck. I might pick that up pretty soon because that was another thing. I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to like go camp out for the night, go ride, like I saw so many people out there just like with their setup and just like, fuck, this is so sick.
It's living, dude.
Yeah. I got to get into this.
My next thing's a sprinter.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm finding too. There's a big part of me that I just don't like. This is fucking first world problems, obviously. But it's like I want to kind of just go to the track and just stay there all day.
Yeah,
I feel a pressure to go and come back like straight away, leave before traffic. Like it's kind of like it's just this condensed thing that I'm trying to like cram in because recently I spoke about it. On the show with this dude, Kifo, who's like the fucking spirit animal of every rider ever.
Sick.
And I'm like,
I think I know who he is.
And I'm like, I'm kind of losing the stoke a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, I need some good days to get back into it. But it's like, I want to be able to go to the track, have a fridge, have a van with some aircon. My wife can come and not be just like fully over it, and it's like we got Starlink. I need to do some emails in between. I can wash my face and my hands and do some work. I got a fucking pressure washer out the back. I got the water. I got the power. I can just wash it. And
Are you pretty set on the RVs?
Probably just
the Sprinter.
I reckon.
Because I've gone back and forth so many times with like RV, Sprinter. No, RV. Sprinter's like
RV's just too big. I reckon.
Not all of them. like there are some super sick ones, and I don't know if you follow Steve-O.
Yeah.
Did you see the one that he just did up and he like
does his podcast and stuff?
Yeah, but like he converted it to like
No,
4x4 and like
Really?
lifted it, and it's like, whoa, that thing's pretty sick. I mean, they're definitely bigger than a Sprinter, and I guess if you're just going for the day and like or a night, that might be cool. But I don't know. We were like, fuck, do we get like an RV would be really cool if you're going on something where it's like 5-6 days.
Yeah.
You know. But then again, it's like if you're buying a brand new one, we were looking at like some used ones, and I don't know, just didn't pull the trigger on anything. And then I'm like, all right, let me figure out a truck.
I need to
first,
wait.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I follow all these like Sprinter and RV pages, and there's just like it's insane what you can do with them.
Crazy.
Yeah. But the RVs or the Sprinters can definitely get pricey.
Yes.
Well, especially if you get like the Mercedes ones, but
Yeah.
I was kind of looking at the Ford.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I had one of them over here for a while. I was renting it off a buddy.
Nice.
And they're solid.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just think that's like one of my tickets to like really.
Yeah.
Because then you could just go, you could set up for the
just
day.
chill.
You got food.
Right.
You got like even just to come home
Yeah.
to wash the thing before dark.
Yeah.
You know, like there's
just
it's
too
like
much of a rush.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's like if I could just go, do some work, close the doors, aircon, food.
What's the aircon? The battery?
Air conditioning.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Aussie. Aussie. That's Aussie for air conditioning.
Yeah. So a good friend of mine has a Sprinter, and he's had it for a bit now, and he was like trying to sell me, and he's like, no, get a Sprinter, just go little by little, like do the bed.
Yeah.
You know, you got a bed in there. Then do like the batteries. Then do this. Don't do it all at once. Like just kind of pick away at it. And I'm like, you're kind of right. Like it's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it too. Maybe Sprinter is the way.
Dude, Riley Hawk, he has like
I saw.
Have you seen his?
Yeah, so I was talking to the dude that did his van. They have a thing, it's called GT Vans, I think. They did his.
Yeah.
And they do all kinds of crazy conversions. That's one of the pages that I follow. They have this one, I think it's like an old box truck, like a moving box truck that they converted and like, dude, lifted it, tires, 4x4, like it's so sick. And I was like, hey, how much is that one? And I was like
200.
Yeah, it was something like that. I'm like, fuck, all right. But he was telling me the same thing. He's like, just buy one and then little by little, you know, put a bed in there. Start with that. 6 months down the road, okay, now you got a shower in there or whatever. So I'm like, fuck, that would be really cool. Because, like, again, I was just thinking for anything like a 5-6, week-long trip, it's nicer to have a little bit more. Plus, we have 4 dogs. Too, so
that's a lot, dude.
That's it might be a lot for like a van. But yeah, we'll see.
It's cool that you're down into riding though. We definitely got to get you back out.
Yeah. I love it. It's like since this last trip, like I said, it was the end of January. Like I can't stop thinking about it. I haven't been since. I almost went last weekend, and I think kind of coming to an end, right? Riding season, like, isn't it kind of gonna start getting hot pretty soon?
Probably will, yeah.
But yeah, let's go. I'm super down.
Yeah, just get you back out on the track.
Yeah.
I think Kahir was good. It wasn't, I mean, I went on Sunday too.
Oh, really?
And it was busy, but I mean, I didn't really worry me too much.
Yeah.
But I think that's the other thing about being on the vet track is like I'm kind of one of the fastest guys there. So then it's like, I don't know whether it's easier because I feel the same. Like if I go to Parla and ride the main track, I'm just not the fastest guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm in everyone's way.
Yeah.
I'm just like constantly kind of takes away from the experience.
Guys.
Yeah. But when I'm the fastest guy, I'm just like, just ride around him.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make a difference, you know?
So they have a vet track at
Kahir.
Parla.
Parla and Kahir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the one at Paul, or it's Fox now, right?
Fox Raceway, yeah.
The one there is still kind of gnarly.
The vet track?
Yeah.
In what way?
At Paula.
Like in terms of the track itself or the amount of people?
The track itself.
No,
is it? No.
I think it's pretty pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoy riding that.
The Pala one.
Yeah, the Pala one. But
Okay.
there's Vert tracks kind of everywhere. Like even Glen Helen has a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Have you ever been out up there?
No, I haven't been to that one.
Yeah, that's cool too. It's like actually gets like rough and it's like kind of sandy. And
Yeah.
So there's definitely like options.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge. It's like surfing, right?
Yeah.
Like you go on the right day,
Yeah.
the right waves, with the right board, with the
Yeah.
right people.
Yeah.
Best day ever.
Yeah, for
Wrong board, wrong
sure.
waves, wrong day, wrong crowd. Fucking
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, that's happened to me too many times with surfing. That's kind of just, I don't know. Surfing's one thing that I've tried so many times, and I've definitely had some good times, but just like, I don't know if it never clicked or I just like.
It's a tough apprenticeship.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to do a lot
Yeah.
of surfing to get good. Unless you can be in a wave pool
Yeah.
and like really spend like a lot
Yeah.
of time. But fuck, I just
Yeah.
think that there's like it's probably the same as skating though, right? Like there's just no way you can fake
Yeah.
the initial, or like speed up the
Yeah.
initial
Learning curve.
process because
Yeah.
there's so much involved in
Yeah.
surfing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just surfing. It's like
Reading
reading
the
the
waves,
ocean.
yeah.
Like, and I'm fucking terrified of sharks. So they're
Yeah.
out there. And
Yeah.
everyone's always like, oh, dude, the chances if you get bitten by a shark. And I'm like, well,
It's pretty.
it's still possible.
I've seen one out in Carlsbad.
Dude, see that alone, like, I'd be done.
Bro, I saw a fucking huge one.
Oh my God.
It was, like around Thanksgiving, they always have like pretty big sort of swells.
Yeah.
There was a massive swell. This would have been like, probably 10 years ago now.
Mhm.
Huge Thanksgiving swell. No one's out because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is the fucking best. There's like me and maybe 5 other dudes. I'm like way out and I just see like a huge cleanup set coming. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm just scratching, just get over this massive fucking first cleanup. But everybody else caught inside boards just like,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh, fucking hell, glad I got out of that one.
Yeah.
And I'm like on my board and look down and just see a fucking bus swim underneath me, dude.
Under you.
Yeah.
Right under you.
Yeah. I was shitting myself. Fucking
Isn't it
huge.
crazy? They literally are the size of a bus.
Bro, they look like the size of a fucking bus to me. It was crazy. And it's all kelp off the back
Did
there.
you see the
Yeah, you can
fin,
like you
the
can
dorsal,
see.
or it was all underwater? It
No,
didn't.
oh no, like it was probably 6 feet underneath me, maybe like 5 feet, kind of like the edge of visibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it was too much deeper, I probably couldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
But you could see the kelp like
Yeah,
moving,
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
And
Parting waves.
this thing's just like cruising through. Fuck, bro. I stayed out.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, you got out?
no, I
Oh,
just
you stayed out there.
surf.
Oh my
Because I
God.
didn't see it,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of moving.
Yeah. You're like, oh, maybe.
And I was like, all right,
Yeah.
fucking see ya.
There was
Dude,
this contest we used to go to in Kimberley, South Africa.
that would have been cool.
Yeah, and the last year, like I knew it was going to be the last year, and I was like, I want to go to Cape Town. Like it's a 45-minute flight, and nobody wanted to go with me. I was like, I'm going. Like trying to talk everybody in. So I went. It was amazing. It's like one of the coolest places I've ever been, and I booked the like cage diving experience. It was like $100. It was like $100. I've always wanted to do it. And I remember thinking that, like finally getting in the water and seeing them, it was like the size of a bus, dude. And every, like, you could feel every, like it would turn and it, like the whole cage would be like, whoa. dude.
Really?
I mean, it was like probably from here a little past the door. And like you could see, because they had these like massive tuna heads that they would hook and like throw it out. And so like you could see it come in and then like turn and then it would just be like, and just like, realizing that power,
Yeah, the force.
the force that
Yeah.
just by it turning like that and you're feeling that, it's like,
You just don't think that, eh?
oh my God. And they were like explicitly like, do not put your hand out of the cage. Like if you try and touch it, it can pin your hand like that. It can pin your hand to the cage and like
Yeah, like
you'll ruin it for everybody. We're going back if you try and touch it. I was just like, I'm not touching it, dude. I'm not fucking touching that thing.
that's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Was it wild? Like
It
the
was
experience?
It was insane. Yeah. And I'm so glad I did it because, like I said, it was the last, I knew it was the last year they were doing that contest. And I was like, if I don't go do this right now, I don't know. I mean, you might be able to do that here somewhere.
Like the
right?
shark diving
Yeah.
thing? I think
But, like-
they do it in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I mean, they might. Yeah.
But it was also this guy was telling me it was like Seal Island or something.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's guaranteed that you're seeing
guaranteed
sharks out
you're
there.
seeing massive great white sharks.
Yeah.
And like I think I had watched something on like Nat Geo about or like Shark Week about specifically
That
this
spot.
like you just know, South Africa is just like gnarly great white sharks. And I don't know. I think that's also what kind of fucked me up with surfing is like
Yeah.
I saw Jaws way too young. And I just always had that in my mind, like being out in the water whenever I can't see underneath me, I just envision the
Yeah.
always just like, but also like kind of this obsession, like they're just so fascinating, like these apex predator, just it's insane. So yeah, it was one of the coolest experiences going to do that.
Yeah, see, that's what I would be worried about. Is I would be worried that I would go and I would see it and I'd be like, I really need this fucking cage.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in
yeah.
this thing because they're just there.
Yeah.
But it was like when I saw that shark, it was a very weird experience because I felt so hopeless. Like just completely powerless.
Yeah.
And I almost like let go of it. I was just, it's kind of the same thing as when you're on a plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
scared of being on a plane and you sit there,
Right.
it's like once the fucking wheels are off the ground,
Yeah. That's it. Let go.
yeah, like there's
Right.
no amount of worrying
Yeah.
that is going to save you
Yeah.
in this situation.
Well,
and
I
it was
mean-
kind of like that with the shark. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
What's Mick Fanning?
Yeah.
I mean, he fought off that one shark. There's probably a little bit more hope than like a plane crash, I'd say.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
Right? I mean, he was just like, what did they say? Like, you punch it in the nose or something and
Yeah.
gouge its eyes out.
I think he just whacked it. That's crazy, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. I would never want to even
No.
get that close.
No. But
I remember I saw some dolphins one time that like popped out and I was like, ah!
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was cool, but fuck.
Yeah. Well, I was surfing for like years when I first lived here, and you just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Like it's just you just do it every single day,
Yeah.
and it kind of just goes out of your mind,
Yeah.
until you sort of see one, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's back in your mind,
Right.
and then it goes away.
Yeah.
I think that there's just a weird thing with humans
Yeah.
that you just like habituate. Like I'm sure you don't think about
The worst
cartwheeling
slams,
on
yeah.
the fucking,
No,
like
no.
you just kind of do it,
Yeah.
and
You know the consequences.
and you
Yeah.
know the chances are probably pretty slim
Right.
at this point. And it's like every day that you don't crash,
Yeah.
you get less concerned about
Right,
having
right.
A crash.
Yeah.
It's like what's the fucking 180 days since the workplace accident.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're just like, "Ah."
yeah. It's just part of it. Yeah.
How many of your New Year's resolutions have you been able to keep so far? I've been able to keep on track with my daily nutrition habits as I'm still starting off each and every morning with AG1, the same way I have for years. One scoop a day or one of the convenient travel packs when I'm away at the races make it really easy to stay on track with my health goals. For me, the benefits of taking AG1 every day are super clear. Firstly, it just sets the day off on the right foot. Secondly, after years of taking AG1, I know how good it is for my digestion and overall gut health. My skin is clearer and my hair and nails are healthier. I love that AG1 is NSF certified for sport, meaning it's been independently tested for quality. When it comes to my health, I want something I can trust, and that's why I've been partnering with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure you check out drinkag1.com/gypsytales to start your new year on a healthier note. But so to get back to like doing things purely for the the joy, right?
Yeah.
Where do you sit on that? Like, has your focus towards like skateboarding always just been I'm just doing it for fun, and it's like if I have fun, I'll get better, and if I get better, or is it like a real hyper focus on like progression and improving?
Well, I guess kind of both, because the progression is the fun part. Like for me, like learning something new, like sometimes when I go out to skate, like I'll just kind of skate around, but I feel like if I start trying something, that's what I'm like, ooh, like I want to do it. I want to do it.
Yeah.
I wanna, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess they're kind of one and the same. Like sometimes I feel like if I'm just going through the motions, I'm just skating, I haven't skated in a while, I'm like, all right, you know, like it's always fun. But I feel like what drives me most is, trying to learn something new, or even like I was saying earlier, like even if it's just doing something that I've already done, but like doing it in a line or, I find that the most fun.
Was it always like that?
I think so. I feel like I've always been, just kind of fueled by like trying to learn something. I mean, I guess that's kind of like the amazing part with like skating, or, you know, there's always something new kind of, whereas like I'm kind of thinking out loud here, and I don't want to like dog any other sports or whatever, but you know, like basketball or something, it's like there's only like one, like, okay, you know, I can only like get better at shooting the ball this way, but it's like, dude, there's like so many variables and different tricks,
combinations,
that you can learn skating, that it's so fun.
Well, and I think this is me thinking out loud now, like as you're saying that, when you have that skill, like let's say basketball, but you have to then have a team and a match, or like a 1v1, like there has to, it's like zero sum in a sense, because it's like for you to win, someone has to lose.
Yeah.
And skating doesn't have that.
It doesn't have that. Yeah.
So it can purely just be about individual progression. And sure, they have like competitions along the way that you can measure it.
Yeah.
But you can progress in that sport without ever having to have a winner and a loser. That is kind of unique.
Yeah, and that's I think another reason why I was drawn to skating at a young age, is because I remember kind of like being into soccer at one point, and I just hated like the team, like us versus them, like winner or loser. And then I also tried to like get on the soccer team, and I didn't make it. And then so I was really like, fuck these guys. fuck you. Yeah. And then it was like also around the same time that like Tony Hawk did the 900, and then his video game came out, and then I was just like skateboarding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was never really into the team thing. I just liked the individuality of skating, and I don't need to rely on, you know, a team.
Doesn't need to be a game. Doesn't need to be a team.
Yeah. It's like we're all kind of helping each other and like pushing each other, but not like me versus you. Like you win, I lose.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think like that's what I can kind of relate to, is that it kind of feels good to progress.
Yeah.
But I think that there's, and this is me like trying to think about enjoying my own life in a way, is like you probably can get to a level where you're good enough at something that then you can just go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But there's probably like a curve that you need to climb to where like you need to skate your ramp. You have to be at a certain level
for sure
to enjoy it.
Yep.
And I think it's like jiu-jitsu, the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like fairly good to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you just get smashed.
Yeah.
And then that's not that
for
fun.
Sure.
You know, moto's the same. It's like, I mean, moto, there's probably less of a barrier of like how good you need to get before it can get fun. Like you could probably just have the time of your life just like fucking going in a straight line and you know, like sending it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe there's just an element that some things require you to be at a certain level before you can like purely enjoy the thing.
Maybe I forget about it sometimes because I've just been doing it for so long, but I mean, especially when it comes to skating mega, because you need a solid like foundation in skating vert.
Yeah.
Like you're not just gonna. I mean, I guess maybe some kids actually, now that I'm thinking about it, don't really skate vert, but can still skate mega. But for the most part, like you're not gonna just like be a street skater and like I'm just gonna go skate mega, and like even though we have seen that. I guess you need a solid foundation for when it comes to like hitting the quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Like the gap is one thing, but like if you don't know how to skate like big transitions, you're going to get smoked going at that quarter pipe really fast, like going higher than you've ever gone.
Yeah.
And so, you know, skating vert, that alone is a pretty long learning curve there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, now that you just mentioned that, sometimes that's like I don't think about it. Like I could kind of just try kind of whatever I want without, I mean, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know, 15, 20 years ago, like when I was first starting out, I had certain things I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't try that. But now it's like, oh, I can just try this or try that.
And then that makes it crazy fun.
Yeah.
Like you're almost playing the game with cheat codes at that point.
Right. Even though I may not make it, just being able to try it or
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm usually, if I'm trying to film a trick, it's always depending on what it is, but most of the time it's like 3 sessions. And it was actually kind of nice to see that kid Tom Shar that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
He's like, it's been so crazy to skate with him. Like he's probably one of the best ever.
Yeah.
Like the level that he's at now. And he was trying to film this trick for the past couple of sessions at my place. And I think he made it yesterday, but yesterday was the 5th session. And I was like, wow, like
he's human.
This is kind of rare for you. Like see you struggling like this. This is crazy. But yeah, he did it. And it was like, yeah. And then he showed me this new video part that he's working on. It's coming out in like a month or 2. And it's so weird. It's like, I've never felt like more inspired and also like discouraged at the same time. You know, like this is so, I give up.
You're like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
How the fuck
yeah.
does this?
But I think everybody, like all of our friends that we talk to about it, they're all just kind of like, oh yeah, that's Tom. Like you can't even, he's on such a different level that we've almost just like written it off. Like, oh yeah, that's Tom.
What is it?
The trick that he did?
No, like what is it with him?
Oh, I don't fucking know, dude. I wish I knew.
He's just a freak.
I think about that sometimes. Like, what makes somebody have more of this like natural talent when it's like we could both put in this equal amount of time trying to do something, but someone might always have just a little bit more like natural technique or natural style or like, what is it? I don't know. But I think that's also what makes skating or any other, you know, moto, surfing, whatever, it just makes it so cool. It's like...
It's got... I think about it all the time too, because, you know, you think about like speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would imagine, this would just be my guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if I could go into your body and brain and we'd be riding whatever track,
mm-hmm.
you'd have the exact same feeling of, fuck, I need to hit the brakes.
Mm-hmm.
This turn's coming up too. There's like a limit
Mm-hmm.
where we then instinctually like go to grab the brakes and then start slowing down because we think we won't make the turn.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in a car, you could be in a dirt bike, you could be whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
that has to be some kind of brain processing
Yeah.
that's taking place.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm sure that it goes down to the levels of just neurons in your brain.
Yeah.
Like how fast do those neurons
Yeah.
fire? And then you spend this whole life where your brain doesn't stop developing until it's like 27.
Mm-hmm.
And you just spend this whole life, like a guy like Tom,
Mm-hmm.
just dealing with the same neurons,
Mm-hmm.
just like training these neurons to fire in this exact precise, like to do a kickflip.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like certain neurons get activated in a row. They fire together. It's like there would be like an electronic signal inside your brain for a kickflip.
Right.
You know, and it's like he's just probably spent just this crazy life of making these neurons fire together.
Right.
And then you mix that with like maybe his default processing speed of his brain fires like just this little bit quicker, and like it would be the most intricate, detailed concoction of just pure fucking luck and environment.
Yeah.
You know, what parents were you born into?
Right.
What socioeconomic situation are you born into? What are you influenced by? Like, you're probably not here if there's no Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you know, just all of these crazy factors that are so outside of one's control that basically make you be the exact person that you are. Yeah. You know? Because I think about for my life, like, would have given anything to race Supercross. Yeah. Never going to happen. Yeah. Never going to happen. So it's like everything that we are and do is just this weird cocktail of like the genetics that you have.
So many factors.
Yeah. Where was that fucking brain soup dumped in the universe at what time? And then it just like kind of goes out from there. Yeah. But it's just like you would just love to know exactly what it is that, like, what makes Marc Marquez an alien? Yeah. Like, there's some shit going on with that dude. Right. To where he's just a fucking freak.
Yeah. I wonder sometimes, because, like, I started skating around, like, maybe 11 or 12, which for today is, like...
It's super late.
Kind of late.
Yeah, like, you aren't making it.
Yeah. It's like, most kids... I think now are like, they're starting to skate at like 4, 5, you know, like that kid earlier I mentioned, the youngest kid doing the 900. I think he's like 9. He was probably doing a 900 at 8. So it's like, I wonder sometimes like, oh man, I wonder how much more of a head start I would have gotten if I started at like 7, 8, whatever. But I also think it was just kind of like, I don't know. You mentioned earlier about like feeling lucky that, you know, we grew up in the era that we did, and I can't, you know, overstate that. I feel so lucky that we are pretty, I think, the last generation before smartphones, and that also like being alive to see that shift like so clearly before and after. Yeah. Even though now it's like that seems like forever ago, but to have been alive and, you know, had a pretty sick childhood without any of that shit is something that, you know, kids now will never, ever experience. Never experience just leaving the house with, like, I remember getting my first pager. I thought that was, like, the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Hit me on my pager, Mom.
Yeah, just beat me.
Just beat me. Yeah. I don't know how to use it, but... So, yeah, that's a whole conversation in itself, I guess.
Man, I just, like, even the boys that work for me, they're all between, like, 20 and 24, 25. And just, like, imagine having Snapchat your whole life. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, I can't...
No.
I cannot relate. Like, bro, I don't have Snapchat now. Yeah. Like, imagine.
I don't Snapchat.
Yeah, just have it. Yeah. Forever. It's just a part of who you are and how you communicate. Yeah. Fuck, it's weird. Yeah. But that shit trips me the fuck out.
It was so funny. I saw this, like, somebody sent me this video on Instagram the other day, and it was like this guy. He's like, oh, all these kids want to look like they grew up in the 90s, huh? He's like, waiting for the bus, huh? Look up at the stop sign. Look down at your shoes. Look back at the stop sign. Yeah. Kick a rock.
Literally, like, talk to someone.
I was like, oh yeah, what did I used to do? I'd wait for the bus and I'd fucking look around, fucking scratch my ass, fucking look down at look at my shoe. Yeah. Just look around.
Dude, doesn't exist.
It's like, wow, that doesn't really exist anymore. It's like,
no. Do you think about the AI stuff much? Do you follow any of it? AI?
Yeah. There's like a few accounts that I follow that like, I don't know, most of the shit that I'm seeing nowadays, whether it's just AI advances or political shit, I just want to like put my phone down even more.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll check and I even like I set limits for certain apps on my phone because like you don't realize how quick it comes. You're like, oh my God, I've been on this shit for fucking 2 hours today.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. We can't be doing that.
Yeah, we can't. So yeah, I'll see some stuff and you know, there's a few other like apps that just kind of like news related tech shit. But for the most part, it's like, it's scary, dude. Like, just stop.
Let's just stop.
We're
Let's
good
stop.
enough. Like, let's go outside more.
Isn't that what's crazy though? Is you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no.
Yeah, there's no turning back.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But the promise of it is going to be so good.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like exactly what we said about a crash, right?
Yeah.
It's like every day that you go on without having a crash, it just gets further and further out of your mind. And it's like life will get so good that the day before the end of the world will be the best day ever, you know?
I just feel really bad for, you know, a lot of the, as far as AI, a lot of the jobs that are, you know, my best friend is a cinematographer, like animator, worked for DreamWorks, and
no shit.
A lot of the people in that kind of, you know, field, I know there's like some of these bigger like studios that are just like, do we even need to hire these people anymore? Like, they're starting to be able to. I mean, I'm sure you see all this fucking videos they're making with AI. It's like that. So it's like, I don't know. My buddy is kind of tripping a little bit because he's just like, well, is my shit like obsolete now?
Well, and
like,
we thought they would be the last jobs to go.
Yeah.
We'd be like, no, there's no way you can replace human creativity.
Right.
Turns out you
we
can't.
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we've been feeding it this shit. That's the crazy part, is like, we've already been programming it. Anytime you search something, anytime you create something, anytime you put it out there, now it's just pulling from all of this. Make something like this, and it's just like, this, and here you go. It's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Even like, you'd know from music, like you listen to a piece of music.
Yeah.
And it feels and sounds like something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you understand music theory, and you understand how things work and how things are layered together, it's like very simple. It's like 8 notes.
Right. Yeah.
You know, there's 1 through 8. There's certain ones that sound good together. There's like, it's a very simple pattern that you just lay over and over and over, and it turns into this thing. But it's like, it's not this magical thing we thought it was, because it's so easily like replicated and generated, you know?
Yeah, I think this year, I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see some
huge,
crazy leaps in every industry. And I guess it kind of comes back to, you know, being grateful that we were born in the era that we were, to see all these like massive like changes in society and technology. And my wife and I have been watching a lot of like Western kind of, like, we watched you seen that American Primeval thing on Netflix? Super good. And then we've been watching this other show, 1833 or something, and then 1936, another one. You know the Yellowstone show? They're like prequels to that. And like, we've been watching it, and I'm just like, dude, imagine fucking, like, we have it so good. Imagine
crazy good.
Imagine being born in any other period of time where you're like, there's no roads, there's fucking like, we have to just like travel west.
What's out there?
I don't know. You know, and there was like one part where the guy was like, okay, see these snakes? Don't watch out for rattlesnakes, watch out for wolves, fucking all this shit. And it's just like, oh my God. And we're like, we're like, oh, did I get enough steps in today? Did
Yeah.
I drink enough water today? It's
Dude,
like,
well,
holy
that's like
shit.
people. So people will be like, you talk about the like guns, right? I feel like people don't really talk about it. But when I was in like 10 years ago when I lived here, the whole thing, school shootings,
Yeah.
guns, it's like I was fully on that, like, you don't need fucking guns, you don't, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then you read a book on the history of Texas
Yeah.
and you're like,
yeah.
they had Comanches.
Yeah.
And they used to just ride
Yeah.
with 400 of them
Yeah.
and 1,000 horses.
Yeah.
And they would just fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Rape every
Yeah.
woman, kill every child, drag you behind a horse for fucking miles. And then just before you're dead, they chop you up into a million pieces.
Right.
And it's like, that was just normal.
Yeah.
Just everyday shit.
Yeah.
You didn't have medicine.
No.
You didn't have toilets.
Yeah.
You didn't have shit. Like,
Nothing.
it was
So
the
harsh.
wild
Yeah.
fucking West.
Straight
And
up.
it was 200 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I kind of get why there's like a lingering psychology
Yeah.
of like, there's like a reason why things end up the way
Yeah.
that they are. There's a reason Texas is the way that it is. There's a reason California
Right.
is the way that it is. You know, so
Yeah.
it's like when you really go back and you see how gnarly human history really
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
it kind of makes today, it just gives context
Yeah.
as to like why things are the way they are. But it's like, bro, it's never been this good.
Never.
Like even my mum last night, I was talking to her and she's like, I just went to the doctors today and I've got to have surgery and my eyes are getting cataracts and blah, blah, blah. She's talking about, I got to get this lens and you can pick between, and she's like, but it could be worse. I'm like, yeah, bro, it could be
worse.
You could be blind.
Right.
Like 15 years ago,
Right.
this probably isn't a thing.
Right.
And now you just go in.
Right.
They tell you that your eyes are fucked.
Yeah.
They book you in,
And
then they fix
and
them.
the success rate
It's
is
like
like
100%.
It's like pretty
Yeah.
you're gonna be good after this.
Yeah.
And the recovery time's pretty minimal and like
It's crazy.
you know. And you also that was another thing too. It's like imagine having like a surgery back in the day with like no anesthesia.
Oh.
That was not a thing for like
Break your leg?
yeah.
Just cut it off.
Just cut it off.
We're not fixing it.
Yeah, bite down on this thing.
Yeah.
Don't strap him to the table. Make sure he doesn't fucking move.
Literally best time
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
to be alive. And it's frustrating when it's always made out like it's the worst.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a
Yeah.
whole industry
Yeah.
around making it seem like the world's the worst it's ever been,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Well, it's definitely like pretty overwhelming how complicated and complex and just how much there is of everything out there.
Yeah.
Like that feels a bit overwhelming
Yeah.
at times, but sometimes I have to catch myself where I'm like complaining about something and I'm just like, dude, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out.
I have a fucking mega ramp in my backyard. Like, come on, I'm doing it
Yeah.
right.
But, you talked about journaling earlier. Like, I used to do that for a bit, but I kind of, I'll go through phases of doing some sort of, like, morning
Ritual in a sense.
Yeah, like
yeah.
affirmations or just kind of, like, whatever you want to call it, meditating, just kind of
Just being with yourself,
yeah,
like
just-
bringing it into yourself
yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel that that has really helped me, certain times of my life, or just it's also like working out too. It's just like the consistency of it. Like anytime I've ever tried to tell anybody about it, like, oh yeah, I've tried it, and it's like, well, you're not going to go to the gym for like a week and be like, I feel fucking great. It's like you got to put in a little bit of time and start creating that consistency before you're like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
like I even said earlier with the leg thing, it's like I'm finally at a point where I'm like, oh shit, I'm like past that soreness feeling, and I'm like starting to like really see something from it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I think one of the things, at least for me, right, what helped is I just went with no expectations, didn't care to see fucking gains, didn't care about the weight that I lift. Like, I'd literally go to the gym with my wife. So, like, and we do the same shit.
Yeah.
Just fucking flick the switch to change the
right.
weight.
Right.
Lowest pressure,
Yeah.
lowest expectations.
Yeah.
And, what was it? October, 5 months maybe, and then, you get 5 months in and it's like, well, I'm going to try something different.
Yeah.
And then you've got a bit of an understanding, you've got a bit of a base, you've kind of doing the same thing and you're not really getting sore.
Yeah.
So switch it up. It's kind of like it can be more of a natural progression.
Mm-hmm.
I think people probably like I went for a week, didn't really work. It's like probably trying a little bit too hard, probably trying to lift a bit too much.
Yeah.
Probably trying to do some complicated program with complicated movements.
Yeah.
It's like
it's pretty simple.
Simple.
It's just
real simple.
Yeah. Body weight shit. Calisthenics. It's funny. I feel like there's a lot of people that can probably like lift heavy weights, but couldn't do like 10 push-ups or like 10 pull-ups.
Yeah.
Pull-ups are pretty hard.
Dude, pull-ups are really hard. Yeah.
So I try and do a lot of like just calisthenic stuff too.
Yeah. Where do you go to like a gym or you just have something at home?
I have some at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really leave the house much.
Yeah. It's kind of
like a music studio and gym and the ramp and.
It's kind of what you want.
Yeah.
Just lock in.
Yeah.
Dogs, wife. 2 acres.
Yeah.
Just cruising.
Sauna, ice bath.
Yeah.
So I got the full workout recovery thing going.
What's like a day look like for you most days?
Past like couple weeks, and like skating contests usually kind of pick up like May, June, summer kind of thing. So right, I mean, there's been a few things, but right now I'm just like at home skating, do my morning like workout thing, probably sauna, ice, kind of like take a break, maybe eat, fuck around with some music, email stuff. Then get ready to skate for a while, try and film something, try and work on, trick or a line and then maybe some more music and then watch some shows or something. Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
It's honestly pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool lifestyle.
It's pretty mellow. Yeah. It's funny. I feel like, I grew up in New York City, like full city kid. Moving out here was like a pretty big shock, But
how old were you when you moved out here?
Like 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been out here for a while now. But I feel like the older I get, the more I can picture living further secluded. Like, as long as I have what I have, like
you need your things.
Yeah, like I sometimes envision like, man, if I could just pick this house up and like move it to the middle of nowhere, I think I'd be good, dude. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm with you on that. Most like successful, wealthy people I know all have big farms.
Yeah.
That are in the middle of nowhere. And they just kind of
lock in and
that's where they are.
Yeah.
I got a friend who's got a big farm in Perth in Western Australia.
Nice, yeah.
And like literally fly in. I try and go there once a year.
Yeah.
For like,
is that where you're from, Perth?
No, I'm from Cairns, which is like up the northeast.
Okay.
Like near the pointy top bit.
Yeah.
But I'll like fly in, try and stay for like a week, pick you up from the airport, drive to the farm, close the front gate, there for a week.
Yeah.
Open the front gate, drive to the airport, and then go.
You don't leave.
You just literally don't
have
to leave. It has like this massive freezer and fridge.
Sick.
Like you could probably have a year's, like
really
maybe more than a year's worth of food.
He's locked up. He's stocked up on meat and.
I don't know how much he keeps on deck, but everything there is like you have so much there. You could literally not leave if you had like enough fuel as well. To run machines and like there's definitely a way where you could easily not leave that place for a year. That's fucking living, dude.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's like my wife's from Georgia, kind of like maybe an hour and change
from Atlanta.
Yeah. And her parents are still there, and they live like in the woods. It's like, especially from where I come from, it's like, well, they're like in the fucking sticks.
Yeah.
But there's something like so just peaceful about being out there, and just that like quietness and just having your land. But it kind of sucks for them. They've lived at this place forever, and now there's like developments starting to happen, and so like they're slowly like
getting encroached on.
And it's like, fuck, man. So yeah.
Where in New York City did you grow up?
In Manhattan.
Like what suburb?
Manhattan.
Oh, like
in the city, yeah.
Yeah.
Upper West Side, 85th and Columbus.
No way.
Yeah. Born and raised there.
That's in there.
In there, yeah. It was awesome. But, you know, again, like that, I think I had like the best childhood. Like New York in the 90s was so fucking sick. Like in hindsight, just like, man, that was just like the coolest, like.
That's like a crazy patch to live through, right?
Yeah, and it sucks like when I go back now, just seeing like all the landmark, a lot of the landmark stores, just everything's changed, you know. They're no longer there, and everything's just like fucking just some
super gentrified.
Yeah, just like there's like a few spots that are still there, but for the most part, like the block that I grew up on, there was a restaurant in the corner that I went to all my childhood. We knew the family. They'd been there for like, I don't know, 40 years or something. That was one of the last places to go, and I was just like heartbroken. I was just like, what?
It's like a piece of you died.
Yeah. And it's like, what is it now? Oh, it's just some other restaurant, and they're probably going to be gone in like 6 months. And then it's going to be some other, and then it's going to be a Starbucks, and then it's going to be, it's like.
So what did your parents do?
Well, my dad passed away when I was 16. He was like, in the finance world. He worked down on like Wall Street, and I think he kind of wanted me to
go into that.
And so he never really understood skating that much. And then, my mom, my dad supported us. So my mom was just, you know, raising me. And so, that all kind of got flipped upside down when my dad passed away. And we were kind of like, oh shit, like, what do we do now? Because, just like that went away overnight. And so I actually left school pretty early, and I started working. My mom started working, and I just wanted to skate. Like, so at the time, we moved from the city. We moved out to New Jersey because I was going to the skate park in New Jersey, like almost every day. My mom was taking me there, but it was like, you know, the traffic in and out of the city. Plus, there's tolls, and it was just like. So my friend lived out there, so I moved out to New Jersey just so I can go skate every day, you know? And I, like, the schools in New Jersey, I didn't realize it would be that drastic. It was, like, the epitome of, like, football jocks and varsity and all this shit, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
So I literally had no friends there. Even the kids that did skate, they made fun of me because I skated vert. And I was just like, what? Okay, like, fuck all of you guys. Like, I only want to go skate at the skate park. So I don't care about any of this shit. So, when my dad passed away, it was just like, I kind of was just like, look, Mom, I'm not going to college. I'm fucking going to skate. Like, I want to be a professional skateboarder. This is what I'm going to do. And she was freaking out, but, you know, she was kind of freaking out herself because we were both like, what do we do? Like, she started working. I started working.
So it was like very sudden your dad passed away.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, it's kind of a long story, but he wasn't doing well for a while, but it was kind of just like, oh, fuck, I didn't see it coming. And I was also, you know, pretty young.
Super young, yeah.
So had a handful of jobs. That park in New Jersey closed. Then there was one in Philadelphia that we were driving to a few times a week. I'd already been out to California maybe like 2 or 3 times. And I remember the first time I came out here, I was just like instantly, like we went to Encinitas. We stayed in Encinitas. And, you know, at that time there were like I said earlier, there's like 8 vert ramps or something ridiculous. And I was just like, I want to live here.
Yeah, this is the Mecca.
It. Yeah, this is the first time we came here. I was like, this is the nicest, coolest place ever. I want to live here. So like once that park closed, we're going to that one in Philly. Like I said, I'd already been out here a couple times. that one closed, and I was just like, fuck, dude. Like, I was working this other job that I was driving like 2 hours to each day, like an hour and a half to each day. And then I was just like, fuck that. This skate park's done. Like, I wasn't skating for like a few months. And I was like in touch with a few of my friends that I had out here, and they were just like, what are you doing? Like, just drive out here. Like, you'll figure it out, all this shit. And so, yeah, literally one day it was just like, you know, driving to the job, freezing. It was probably like December. I think it was, yeah, because we moved out here in like December of 2006, and chipping ice off my windshield in the morning, and I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna drive out there next week.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
And then I just did that. My friend that we were living in his, like, he had like a duplex out there, and he was older than me, and we drove out here like the next week, packed our shit up. My mom was like freaking out, and I'm just like, I'm going. She's like, wow, we got to figure everything out. And I'm just like, no, like, you should come, but I'm leaving. Like, I'm going. Like, so my buddy that had the duplex, his brother was out here. He had like an RV or something. So like drove out here, stayed with him in his RV for a bit, stayed with another friend for a little bit. And then my mom finally came out, and then like we got a place, and she's been out she came out like maybe 6 months, 7 months after I moved out. And then, we never moved back.
That's wild, dude.
And she's like a diehard New Yorker, you know, she loves it. And, you know, my parents moved there in like the 70s or something. And so they had been in New York for a really long time. And she, you know, like I said, avid runner. She's done a bunch of the New York marathons. She's always, you know, loved running through Central Park. But, you know, winters there are fucking miserable, dude. It sucks. Like, it's
insane, bro.
It's so bad. Like, my wife and I went to New York last June, and it was like awesome. Great time of year. The weather is great, but it's like, dude, go there in January, the day after it snows, and all the snow is like piss shit brown. It's disgusting. It's like totally different. Yeah, different vibe. There is something cool about like New York during the holidays, I guess. It's definitely has more of like that, depending on where you are, maybe.
But after New Year's, once that ball's dropped and it's over, it just fucking sucks, dude.
Shit, dude.
It's a pretty brutal place.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's
the fucking wind. Like, I had some friends go there for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a couple months ago. Literally, they were there in January, February. And I'm like, man, you'll be like walking and it's okay.
Yeah.
And then you get into the street and you just get the wind just funneling down. And then you are so fucking cold. And then you get to the other side and then you get a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Another block, same thing. Just the wind in the rows.
Yeah.
But I mean, sometimes you get there in summer, not a breath of fucking wind.
Yeah.
Millions of people.
Yeah.
And it is just hot as balls,
humid.
too.
Yeah.
It's a pretty brutal place.
Yeah. But that window of time, like
in the 90s?
Yeah. Or what do you mean? Like,
you mean the window of time when you were growing up?
Weather.
Oh,
Like I said, we went in June last year, and it was like perfect.
Growing up in the 90s, that would have been cool.
Yeah, it was so cool, man.
What was like the stereotypical, like the music and the skating and the graffiti and the art?
Man,
like,
so much of it. I mean, like, I think just not being tethered to a phone, you know, like, and just like going out of the house, jumping on my bike. I used to be super into BMX, and just like me and my two buddies just literally just, you know, just ride around the city all day, go in Central Park, get lost for hours, get into trouble. Yeah, like we used to be into like spray painting shit, which we shouldn't have. And, but yeah, Hot 97 was the radio station. I think it's still there.
Yeah.
But like, man, remember like DMX, like when like Rough Riders and all that shit came out. It was such a good time, man. Such a good era for music, and I remember sometimes my dad would drive me down to Times Square when what was that shit, TRL something, MTV,
Yes.
and like they'd have like fucking In Sync or whatever, Limp Bizkit, and he'd drive by and be like, oh, there it is, there they are. But yeah, that whole area, everything's changed there so much, man. Like, yeah, whenever I go back, it's like
Bittersweet.
3 days, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 days is like, yeah. Because there's only like so much for me. It's like there's only so much like eating and fucking walking around. You're like, okay, ready to go back and skate or
Yeah. Just my routine.
Yeah.
My life.
Yeah.
I want to get back to my life.
Yeah. I kind of like being in the routine of, because it takes a lot to like feel good. We're talking about, like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
It's
like,
a fucking lot of work. And it's a lot of work to get back into that, like, into that routine, into that zone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, actually, even we went out on Saturday night, partied a little bit, and I'm just like, I feel like at this age now, when I party a little bit, dude, it's like almost a full week
of recovery.
A full week just to get back to like because I just feel like it just makes me so lazy and like kind of kills my drive a bit, my motivation. I'm just like dragging ass. Like I'm still doing all my shit, but I'm just like
barely.
You know what I mean? And then because my one of my good friends had a bachelor party beginning of this month or last month. I can't remember. But we sent it pretty hard. And I remember 1 week to the day where it was like, okay, finally, like,
I'm back.
I'm just like, fuck, dude. I hate doing that now.
Yeah.
It's also like, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it.
Sometimes you got to do it, find that balance of.
Yeah, you just need a good blowout every now and again.
Yeah,
But it kind of just reminds you why you don't
Right.
regularly
For sure.
do it.
Yeah.
It's funny, my wife is in Oz. She's been there for like 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, bro, I've just fully jumped off the program.
Really?
Like as soon as, I mean, like yes and no.
Yeah.
Like I'm riding more.
Yeah,
I'm still going to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, you're still active.
Like I'm still like
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the standard dropped.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like my accountability buddy has gone.
Yeah.
And I feel like 50%, like she's responsible for 50% of my output.
Yeah.
By her just being
her
there
presence.
and around, because there'll be the days where I'm like, I'm fucking too sore to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
maybe I should go.
all right.
Yeah.
Kind of can't.
Yeah.
And it's
That's good though.
It's really good. But yeah, I've just noticed, even just like having her go, I'm like, oh yeah, like you're definitely held to a higher standard when like someone else is around, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But also, nice to back it down
For sure.
here every now and again.
How much would you say you're like spending? Like how much do you ride? How much are you doing jiu-jitsu the most, or are you like that's like number one?
Yeah. So I try and train 3 times a week with jiu-jitsu, which would give me 3 times a week of lifting.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll down to sub out lifting for a mountain bike ride or moto. So I try and that's the sweet spot that I try and get to.
Are there any trails? I remember I went with a buddy. I forget the area. It's kind of like in the San Clemente area. I remember
Took a mountain bike or dirt bike?
Dirt bike. There were like some fire roads.
Yeah, there's heaps around.
Really?
Yeah.
Or Lake Forest.
Yeah,
I think that's where we went.
There would.
Do you ever go ride there?
Nah.
Yeah.
No, I've got the e-bike, the mountain bike.
Yeah. See, I don't have one of those.
Dude, that to me is like the game changer thing. Because if it was just an acoustic mountain bike, you wouldn't see me out there.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Too
much on the
pedaling.
legs. Yeah. It's just like, I'd be sore as fuck.
Yeah.
Not that fun.
Yeah.
Wouldn't get to ride down as much.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, for me, the e-bike just you still get a good workout.
Yeah.
I wear my heart rate monitor and I'm still
Nice.
in like zone 2, 3.
Yep.
Goes up on like the descents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I just feel like I'm getting way more down for the up. And the up's not as... So it's like, it's more just time behind bars.
Yeah.
Going down, kind of getting the fun
Right.
bit out of it. But yeah, so that kind of like fixes that trail bike kind of need. But
I gotta get a new bike. I have a full suspension mountain bike, but everyone's on the e-bikes now.
They're so
just
good.
like, fuck,
I think there's good trails down by you.
Yeah. It's definitely there's a lot, but I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a lot easier to go do that than to go like moto.
That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
It's just time, like, because it's so close to the house. And then there's such a good crew of dudes like Nixon, Gomez, like, you know, there's so many guys in that area that ride.
Aaron's invited me up a few times. I got to come.
I have a spare bike.
E-bike?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So there's no excuse now.
No, you can definitely.
I remember I think I tried one once and I was like, dude, this is cheating.
Yeah,
like going up
that's the whole point.
Just like,
yeah, that's kind of what you're chasing. That's what I'm chasing.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't need none of
I think I always kind of looked at mountain biking though as like some sort of leg training.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. But I think I backed off of mountain biking a bunch once we built the full Mega setup at my place, because I'm just like, dude, my legs.
I don't want to hurt my legs.
Yeah, my legs are already so fucking smoked after skating this that.
But that's the good thing about the e-bike.
Yeah.
And to me, it's way more like when I go ride mountain bikes, what I am getting out of it is like it's mental.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you do get something physical out of it, but it's like fully a secondary thing. I guess that's like one thing that I'm kind of doing just purely for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes when you get back from a good ride, it feels like I just did drugs.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck, that was so...
buzzing.
Yeah, you just got the endorphins. And
totally.
On moto, I feel like I'm never really fully sending it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of always holding back a little.
Bit.
Yeah. Whereas, but on the mountain bike, I'm just like, like, let's fucking go.
I think I feel the opposite now, because I also haven't really ridden my mountain bike in a while, but I think, like I was saying earlier, I've gotten comfortable just like staying on the gas, to get out of shit, where you don't have that on a mountain bike, and so you're a lot more just like nimble, and so it'll be interesting to see actually getting back on a mountain bike.
Yeah, just come. Yeah. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I got a spare one there.
Sick.
But dude, YT, they're fucking e-bikes.
Is that what you got?
Yeah, they're so fucking cheap now.
Yeah.
Like compared to what they used to be.
Yeah. I mean, what, they're like 5, 6?
Dude, I think you can even get them cheaper, man.
Really?
I think I saw on their website they had like half price on some of them.
Damn.
Yeah. You probably get one for like $3,000 or something.
Damn, maybe I should get back into it.
It's so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like such a quick, easy hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do you think about those, what's that other one? Suron or something?
Yeah, so you got the Surons, like the kind of mountain bike, but it's like got a throttle.
Okay.
So you'd say it's like closer to a dirt bike, kind of.
So you're not pedaling on those?
You're not pedaling.
Oh, okay.
No. But the shit is the Stark.
Oh, is that the one Riley?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are dirt bikes.
Yeah. It's like if a Tesla and a 450.
Holy shit.
It's crazy.
Have you ridden one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro.
Just all torque.
Yeah.
And silent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ridiculous. And it's like got the brakes up here, so it's just a mountain bike.
Can you ride those on trails?
Probably not.
No.
People get pissed off.
Oh, because you probably run them out.
Yeah, you blow them up a bit. But yeah, I mean, that's what I should try and take through the hills.
It plated?
No. But there is one that they're doing that is plated. So I'll probably get that.
Damn.
And then I can just fucking...
Yeah.
Then I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do anything illegal.
Yeah,
because I'm like
for sure.
on a visa, and so
yeah.
like it's not as...
Yeah, you got to be
I got to
careful.
be kind of like my best behavior.
For sure.
When did the music thing come into your life?
Oh.
Because you fucking shred.
Oh, thanks, dude. I've been playing guitar maybe longer than I've been skating, but
really?
not like seriously. I'd say I got like serious into playing guitar once I got a little bit more into skating, and then like kind of, started coming into my own as far as like some of the bands that I was into, and the dudes that I was skating with at the time were older than me and were kind of like, oh, like what, Metallica and like all these bands. And then like the more I got into like metal and certain bands, I started realizing, oh my God, these guitar players are fucking like insane. And then, would just like get lost in that. And then when I moved out here, I started taking lessons from this guy that had a like crazy studio at his place. And I remember like when I first walked in, thought it was just gonna be like a lesson or whatever. And I walked in, he had this whole garage in the back, like fully like legit pro studio. And I walked in, I was just like, whoa, like this is so cool. Like teach me this, like teach me about production. And so like we became good friends, and I kind of like, was like an intern there or whatever, and would help run sessions. And then so I got super into like recording and like music production. And that was like maybe not too long after I moved out here.
That's sick.
And then I'd say like,
so skating wasn't a full-time thing for you at that point?
when I first moved out here,
Yeah.
No, I had a couple jobs. Yeah, I had a handful of jobs before I moved out here, and then a handful after I moved out.
What was the worst job you had?
Probably working at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Too many people.
Well, it's just like I was like a busboy, and so like just like always so gross, like the mess people would leave, and so I'm always like really conscious of that. Like when I'm
when you're at a restaurant,
like I'm always like when we're done, like okay, here you go.
Yeah.
But some people just like leave all their shit. So I'm just that, or like the construction one. The construction one was a great experience and learning lesson, but in the moment it sucked because it was also in New Jersey, and a lot of the times it was like gutting a house in the middle of the winter, and it's like there's no heat in the house or whatever, and all the walls are open, and it's like freezing, and you're just like, it was,
just grinding.
And like, I remember the first day of that job, the dudes that I was working with were kind of like trying to fuck with me. And they're like, oh yeah, like it was insulation. They're like, and it was like middle of summer. And they're like, you got to get up in here. You see this? Like stuff this stuff. Just get it up in there. And I'm like, okay. I'm like shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh.
And I'm fucking doing this shit. I'm just like covered in like the gnarliest, like
just weld
rash.
spray.
Yeah. And so they're all laughing, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's fiberglass, bro. And it's now all in your skin. Yeah. The old 9th green at 9 trick.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then the last, like, I guess the last real job that I had some other like just kind of like one-off things here and there. I worked at Bank of America for a bit. I was like a teller, and I was like kind of into it. I was like, this is kind of cool, because it was also like, like I said, my dad was into finance, and I was like, oh, I could maybe like do this. And then, at the same time as skating, I was like getting better at skating too, because I was out here, and I was like, okay, there came like a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to have to start going to these contests.
Yeah.
And then I was like, at the time, like, okay, I'm going to need this weekend off, and there's this, and then this one. And then they're like,
yeah, like,
what do you
mean?
Not
how this works.
That's not how this works, bud.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. Okay, I guess I got to quit. Like after, I think I was there for like 6 or 7 months, maybe 8 months, like almost a year maybe. And it was cool. I was like, I mean, it was chill, but at the same time, I was like, dude, come on, I'm out here to skate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like the last one that I had.
So when you were doing kind of like interning at this studio, wasn't completely set out that you were going to be a professional skater. No. So like there's still a party that's like, hey, maybe this is my job. Yeah, this is my forever job.
Yeah, we'll see. Like maybe there's an opportunity to do something with this. And
you can pull this down to you too if you want. Yeah.
And then also Danny Way had a full like recording studio.
Really?
Under I don't know if you remember the DC ramp
Yes.
from
Yeah.
the video part. So
Yeah.
like there was like this trap door, and there was like a room behind the ramp. And one of the times I was skating there, I like climbing up this ladder, and I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck is this? And there's like a full studio down there, and so then
So was he into music as well?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I started hanging out with, because he had a guy running like the whole studio for him, and so kind of became friends with that dude and was like helping out there for a while, and then recorded this band Nihilist.
Yeah.
And then the drummer Sean ended up becoming. We're still like really good friends, and this is probably 2008
Wow.
or something. And then yeah. And I've also like always kind of been into like electronic music through the Prodigy. That was like the first.
Yeah.
I remember going to Virgin Records in Times Square when that first came. Or no, it was the Tower Records. Yeah, we went to Tower Records when The Fat of the Land came out. My buddy and I got it on cassette. And we were like, what the fuck is this? So always been in electronic music. And then I'd say maybe like 2009 or 10, I heard Skrillex.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is this? And then just kind of went down that wormhole of like electronic music and this other group called Pendulum, which is actually they're from Australia.
Yeah.
Drum and bass.
Yeah.
So I'm super into like drum and bass music.
What was there? They had a fucking massive song back in the day.
Pendulum?
Yeah. Oh, there was this one, like, I just remember one of their songs.
Well, they have, so Pendulum, there's two guys from Pendulum that have another thing called Knife Party.
Yeah.
Which is more like EDM, dubstep, house music.
Yeah.
Pendulum's like kind of mostly drum and bass.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one, because the Knife Party had a massive. There was one called Internet Friends, the Knife Party one.
Let me just. I know. They spell pendulum.
Pendulum.
UM. Yeah, there you go. Pendulum. I wonder what their like top song is. Yeah.
Oh, is that Slam or
Voodoo People?
Voodoo People. Oh yeah, that one's so good.
This is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. That's very Prodigy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum, like metal and then like.
Do you like Bring Me the Horizon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a sick melting point
for
of
sure.
those two.
There's it like an album or I think it's maybe an EP. It's like 5 songs, and I think they put it out during COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 4 or 5 songs, and a few of those are like so good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to kind of pull
it.
Dude,
yeah. Dude, Sempiternal for me is one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah.
That and Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Are like probably, if I had to pick 2 favorite albums of all time, it's those 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I remember Sempiternal. My uncle, I had like a really cool uncle. He's not by blood. He's like just like an uncle, you know.
Yeah.
And he was just always just the coolest motherfucker.
This one, Post-Human Survival.
Oh, yep.
And it's like, a few of these songs on here.
What songs have they got on there?
Dear Diary, this one, Parasite Eve, Teardrops.
Yep.
But this one, Ludens and One by One are so fucking good, dude.
Yeah, they're
such a cool mix of, like electronic elements and yeah.
Yeah, they're insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like I think Sleepwalking at the start of Sempiternal.
Yeah. So good.
Like what a way to fucking start an album, dude.
Yeah.
Like just crazy.
Yeah.
We listened to that. So anyway, my uncle was like, he traveled, he built downhill tracks for the UCI. Like he was cool as fuck. And he would go all over the world. And this was before LimeWire and, like you couldn't get music that easily.
Yeah.
And anyway, he used to I had this little Sony MP3 player that he
Yo.
bought me from Japan.
Nice.
And it looked like a fucking tampon.
Yeah.
And,
I remember those.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
thing like that. And anyway, he'd take it, it'd go all over
Load
the
it
world,
up.
and then he'd come back.
Yeah.
And so he was like the barometer
in.
for cool
Yeah.
music, you know, like Bomb Funk MCs
Yeah.
and just like just crazy shit that a 10-year-old, you know, Rage Against the Machine,
Right,
just
right.
like all this shit that you would just never
Yeah.
be exposed to.
Right.
But I was driving, maybe it was like, I don't know, whatever year it was, 2012, whatever Sempiternal come out. And I was driving back from Vegas with a buddy who was into metal as well. And we literally played it probably like 6 times through.
Yeah.
Where it's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe. Because I remember having, like, when Hybrid Theory came out, that was probably the first time ever that my mind got completely blown by music.
Yeah.
Just made me stop everything. I was just obsessed
Yeah, I was too.
with that album.
Yeah.
You know, and Sempiternal when that came out.
Yeah,
It was like the same thing. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking
Yeah.
obsessed
I
with
don't get
this.
it. What
I'm
is
obsessed
this?
with this. Like
Yeah.
every scream, everything in that album.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy fuck. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny too. I feel like I've always been into like kind of like heavier music. But just in the last like maybe 5 years, funny enough, my mom got me into Tame Impala.
Oh, the best.
And it's
dude.
like, so I went from like always listening to like heavy, like, and now I find myself listening to like, a lot of like chill shit like that now too. And I feel like it's also kind of maybe changed the way I approach like writing music sometimes, just like mellower shit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be like,
Yeah.
even though we still have that.
Yeah, there's a place for that
Yeah.
too. Yeah. But some melody's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so you just got to build out like a kind of a studio type of thing.
Yeah. So you'll have to come down and check
Dude,
out
I would
the
love
spot.
to. Yeah.
It's not that far from here, but there's like a whole detached garage. And one of the first things, like we went and saw this place, my mind was instantly just like, oh, music studio.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it's detached, and there was a garage door there, and like we basically just
Filled it in.
and then like soundproofed it, and there's like drums in there, and it's pretty soundproof. Like you can play drums in there, and like you can hear it a little bit outside, but it's not crazy.
And so you were in there like every day?
I try to be, yeah. It's I'll try and usually like on days when I'm not skating, like I'll try and have like dedicated music days, because it's hard to like just jump in there and like really get into something in like an hour and a half or 2 hours when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work out, and then I'm gonna skate, and then usually by the end of the day after I've worked out, skated, and like I eat and shower, I'm like,
yeah, it's done.
I can't go out, like just fucking chilling. Or like, sometimes I'll just like have my computer on the couch and working on something. But yeah, for the most part, I try and have like a few days a week where it's just like, okay, gonna try and like not even look at my phone and like just
be in
here and like, it takes a while to like, especially if you don't have something you're like already working on, like if you're just trying to come up with something new, like it takes a while to like warm up and like finally
wait for the muse to appear.
Ooh, okay, like now I've got something. And so time goes by so quick when you're working on music. It's fucked, dude. You'll be like zoned out on like one idea for like 2 hours will go by and you're like, fuck, dude, okay.
That's such an amazing meditation though.
Yeah.
You know, like
For
when
sure.
you can really get into that.
I love it. I love having those moments where I'm like, I got something here, and you're just locked in on like everything just seems to be like working, but it takes a while, I feel like, to get to those points sometimes. Like, it's almost like skating or like trying to film a trick. Like, at least for me, rarely do I go out and film something first try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put like, okay, I'm finally warmed up. I'm getting close now. You know what I mean? Or even if it's like second or third day in. So that's kind of funny. I actually thought about that analogy the other day. I'm like,
It's very similar.
yeah, it's like, gotta warm up to it. Or,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think most things in life are like that, though. You know,
Yeah.
like you just look like finance, health, like doing a podcast, doing fitness, like it's just showing up.
Yeah.
You know, like you just have to be in there, put the hours in.
For
like,
sure.
Have you ever read The War of Art?
I have it. I've read little bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, that book. Like it sort of explains what you were talking about, you know, like he talks about waiting for the muse to appear.
Yeah.
And it's like you commit to doing the thing and you do it properly in terms of you don't have your phone.
Yeah.
You don't have this, you're hydrated, you slept, you know, like you do the things, you prepare, and then you get there and then you wait.
Right.
And then the muse appears.
Right.
You know, and you've got to fuck around for a bit. You just do some pointless shit.
Right.
You have to be there. You can't force it.
Yeah.
You can't just sit and wait for nothing. Like you've kind of got to be doing something.
Something. Yeah. Just throwing shit at the wall and something. For me, a lot of the times it's like just one, like I'll find a sample, like one part of a sample. Like I'll hear one sound or something. I'll be like, oh, I can kind of hear a whole thing around this one like sound that has like a certain vibe to it, or like can kind of paint a picture in my head of like ooh, yeah. So I love those moments.
Did you learn a lot of like music theory type of stuff? So you don't know any of that?
I tried. So that the dude that I was taking lessons from at that studio and was also, you know, teaching me production shit, he was a guitar wizard.
Yeah.
And we tried several times, like, because he knew his theory front to back, like, just never, like, I don't know.
Never spoke to you.
Yeah, never, like, really, I don't know.
It's cool, though. It's cool that there's that approach.
Yeah. There's a lot of people I know that just are amazing musicians, are amazing at production, and don't know the first thing about theory.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I do feel like sometimes it would be pretty beneficial, because I'm like playing around with like a certain whatever chord it may be, or like a scale, which I don't know the scale. And I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to think of where else I can go with this. And if I knew the scale, but there's also like, dude, you can figure out basically anything now. Like there's a new feature in Ableton. It's like the program I use, where there's like a scale mode.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of the other like DAWs, they call them.
Yeah.
They have similar like scale features where it can like detect a scale.
Huh.
And like you can just highlight something and it'll be like, what fucking key and scale is this? Here you go. And you're like, oh, okay. And then there's like a scale drop down, like key, and then all your different scales. And you're like, and then it'll highlight, like if you pull up on the like the piano grid, it'll highlight every note,
the notes
within the in that scale. And then you can also collapse all the notes that are not in that scale. So you can, like, if you have a piano, like or a MIDI controller, you could literally just go like this,
and it would be in the
and
scale.
it's everything in that.
That's crazy. Bro.
It's kind of funny. It's just like it's dummy proof. You're just like, oh, I can play, I can rip, and it's,
I know jujitsu.
But it's also kind of fun for like,
I
don't know. I'm sure there's like a lot of like hardcore enthusiasts that are like, gotta know it. But it's just like, well, what if you just want to like have fun and fuck around?
Yeah, there's definitely like that's one of the cooler things about music, is that it can be like an art or it can be a science. Like it's very much one of those things where like both ways are fine.
For sure.
I find it crazy that like there's actually people that when they hear sounds they can see colors.
Yeah. I've heard that about like LSD. I heard that's a thing.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that. Actually, my buddy Sean, I was telling about, drummer of Nihilist. We were just having that conversation the other night. He was like, "Man, I remember I had this crazy acid one time, and I remember I could fucking like smell colors, and I could, and vice versa."
Yeah.
I was just like, "Whoa!" But like to have that 24/7, that'd be
Well,
That'd
so
be
yeah,
wild.
there's like literally people that when they hear notes and they hear sounds that they can see colors like
Whoa.
associated with it. Because I went down this like crazy fucking rabbit hole. Basically figured out that I have like no mind's eye.
Okay.
So like I can't, like if you close your eyes and see like a red apple, like there's nothing.
Really?
Like, it's just black. And
Okay.
I didn't realize this until like this probably last year.
Okay.
And I'm like, because I got like super into meditation through like COVID.
Yep.
And anyway, there's like this one bit where the guy is like, oh, you know, if I say, you know, don't think of a pink elephant, you can't not see a pink elephant. And I was sitting there like, no, I can't see a pink. Like, how serious am I supposed to take this pink elephant? Like, because I can think about what a pink elephant would look like, but there's nothing visual. So that was like kind of like my first little thing. I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, I wonder how well people can actually see that in their like mind's eye.
Yeah.
And then anyway, I ended up just coming across this video, and it's just like fully a thing where there's like a certain small percentage of people that just can't imagine anything like in their mind. But as well as that, there's people that it's like hyper real. There's people that it's like, you know, it's a spectrum. Like people exist on a spectrum, you know. But yeah, through that, I learned about how people can like literally see colors. So they would talk about like Mozart and all of these like crazy prodigies where it's like they can play notes. So like you're saying what scale, like what notes fit in a scale.
Yeah, they would just
There's these
see
guys, they're literally, they're like
See
closing
the
their
color of it.
eyes and it's like, it's kind of brown.
Whoa.
Now it's red. But then it's like they're playing these notes and then they know what goes together.
Yeah.
Based on how it looks in color.
Damn it.
Isn't that
envious.
fucking crazy?
I'm so envious of that.
It's wild, that there's people. So when you can see people that it's like they don't know an ounce of music theory. They don't know what a note's called. They don't know anything, but they can play. Like, I mean, I'm sure Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
That's just probably what he was like.
Yeah.
But didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Because it's like me, of 36, realizing that I actually can't visually see anything.
Yeah.
But I got crazy good at meditation. Because like, so I would be like my wife as well, like we're doing the same shit. And then she's like, oh, this. And I'm like, man, it's just fucking black for me, eh?
Have you ever tried DMT?
No, never.
That'll open up your...
I'll see some shit.
That'll open up your mind's eye for sure.
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to. But same thing when I do like mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't really get crazy visuals. Like things will change and warp a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm like...
I think with mushrooms, you'd have to take a lot to the point where it wouldn't be... Like it'd be... I think they call it like a hero dose.
Yeah.
I've taken a good amount, but the cool thing with DMT is it's a pretty quick journey.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put into words how you feel when you come out of it. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's something you'd have to like really experience for yourself.
Worth doing?
Yeah, for sure.
I got friends that do it like regularly.
Yeah.
Like they'll literally call me when they're doing it.
You just got to make sure you're in the right setting
Space,
and space for it because it is really powerful.
Yeah.
And there's also a few different kinds. The first time I did it, which I haven't done it since, and I'd like to maybe try it again. It's called 5-MeO DMT.
Yeah, that's the gnarliest one.
That's the gnarliest one. And I saw some shit I was not ready to see.
Like what?
I kind of saw my dad and just like some earlier things. And again, it was like hard to
put into words. Yeah.
Dude, it's but a full out of body experience.
Yeah.
But then like 10 minutes and you're like back. And you're just like, I mean, I could literally you could go skate.
Yeah.
What? You know? But yeah, it's definitely an experience.
Did it help?
Yeah. for sure. The other one that my buddy and I will do occasionally, I forget the name of it, but you just get this sensation when you come out of it, like everything is the way it's supposed to be. Whether you like it or not, everything is happening for a reason. Like, just be okay with everything, you know, and just this overwhelming sense of like love and gratitude. At least that's what I've always gotten from it.
Yeah.
But again, hard to put into words.
Yeah.
Like it's.
And what was that on?
DMT.
That was DMT as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually haven't done it in a while. We should probably need to do some again soon.
Yeah. It's been on my. I've had a couple. I've never been around it to where I could do it.
Yeah.
Then I never really knew where to get it or whatever. But
there's a lot of like these shamans that the first time I went and did it, I went with a shaman, and like they know like how much to give you, and they do like kind of this like little ritual before, and so yeah, there are people out there like that because that's the other thing. It's like my buddy and I have done it a handful of times, and it's always just kind of like, all right, like, was that too much? Is that enough? Fuck, that was way too much. Fuck.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Once you're on the ride.
Oh yeah,
you're on the ride.
Like, but man, it's awesome.
I had a crazy when you were saying before that like smelling colors and things like that. When I had like a MDMA experience, and just changed my capacity for love.
Oh, it's the best drug there is.
The meter of like
it's incredible.
The kind of love I could feel and express, and like
it's the best.
Changed my life.
Especially if you get like really good clean stuff. It's the best. That's what I was saying. My friend's bachelor party last week. Like it definitely. I mean, mind you, we did it 2 nights in a row, so that really didn't
probably
help, but
probably really draining the fucking reserves by that point.
For sure.
yeah.
But it's like I really try not to do that often, but I don't know, maybe like twice a year or something, because it's just like
crazy, eh? I think you can actually take, at least for me, I took that into my normal life for
sure.
Like
especially if you're with your lady or something, you guys connect on such a deeper level. I mean, I remember my wife and I were almost like broke up one time, and then like, not that was the catalyst for saving it, but it was kind of around.
I could see
right around the same time we were just like, this kind of whole new spark or something.
Yeah, I could fully see how that becomes a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was literally X Games after party.
Oh.
And I was like fucking just on one.
Which one?
Sydney.
Oh, nice. I was there.
Really?
2018.
Probably the after party. Probably the Monster after party together.
No, I don't think we went. It was weird because...
Was that the year the crazy storm ripped through?
Yeah,
ripped everything apart.
Because like where we were staying, they were like, oh yeah, the after party is like an hour like into the city. And we were all like, so I didn't go.
Yeah, that's
almost caught you there.
You didn't see me.
Yeah.
You saw someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like went there, had that experience, and I just remember feeling like it was like my ceiling for giving and receiving love. I just got shown a new level of what was possible, and that feeling of like my love towards life, my love towards my friends, my love towards other people, my love towards strangers. Like it was such a crazy experience, and it never left me. Yeah. You know.
Have you ever done it since?
Yeah, done it since. And
DMT is kind of, you'd probably feel that same sense, but maybe in a different way. Yeah. But it's, I know what you mean. Yeah, it
just fully changes. Yeah. Like, it's a pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely, you could see why it should be used in therapy.
Oh, for sure.
But everything affects people differently, though, too. You know, like my wife, she will do she can take 0.5 gram of a mushroom, just changes, she becomes the most peak positive version of herself. It's wild, bro. Like, it's crazy to watch.
Yeah.
But with me, it kind of doesn't do the same. Like, I would do that shit every day if it changed me in that way, you know? So, like, everyone's very different when it comes to that.
Yeah, I'm not, like, the biggest fan of mushrooms. Like, it just, I don't know. It lasts too long, and it's just, like, I feel like there's always these waves of like, I feel sweet, and then like, oh,
yeah.
I don't know how I feel, and then like, oh, whoa, I feel sweet, and then it's like your stomach's like, oh, fuck, actually, should I eat something? I don't know if I can eat.
Completely relate, bro.
Yeah,
100%, dude. I always wear a Garmin, and you could literally see they've got like a stress meter. I wish I fucking took screenshots because my bachelor party, we all just had like a bunch of mushrooms. And that was probably the last time I did MDMA. But you could literally, like, I was wearing my Garmin the whole time. You open the app and you can see my stress. Is literally a perfect wave. Bro. Crazy shit. And like you the best. You're so free, so light. It's like just free yourself, not thinking about anything. And then you just like get contracted in, and you're thinking about everything, and your stomach is like, and then it just goes away. When it comes in, it goes away. Yeah,
I think visually it can be like that too, where it's just like,
it's like not as consistent.
Yeah,
but she'll take like a half a gram, like a full microdose in like every sense of the word.
Wow,
and just be like,
I've had some great skate sessions on microdose.
I believe
like
it.
a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Like just kind of kicks you into like a just super good mood.
Yeah.
And I think it may even have something to do with endurance too, because I remember I
just skated forever.
And I'm like, the fuck am I still skating?
Yeah.
I took that thing earlier.
I've had that on trail rides with Berriman. Berriman and Steve. We're up in Mammoth.
Nice.
We're all just like,
they're all about them. They
dude,
love them.
Nibbling away and just riding through the trails, like sunset. Just like, that's another thing too, where I don't know if like love is the same feeling. Like with MDMA, it's just love. Like in every intense version of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think sometimes, at least when you're like, when we had a little bit of mushrooms, sick trail with the boys, sick sunset, gratitude. Just crazy. This is the best.
Yeah.
How fucking good is life?
Yeah.
We're so lucky to be here, you know?
Well, I'm sure a lot of it's the setting too.
Yeah.
Because, if you're in the wrong setting for mushrooms, it's like, well,
dude, the worst.
Not good. The guy from Birdhouse just texted me. I think we're doing maybe some demo stuff next month. March, April, May. Nothing really. I mean, the first contest I think is that Tony's having a contest that Vert Alert won in Salt Lake City.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to go to that, or because then if I went to that, it's 3 contests back to back. So and then the Japan X Games is the weekend after that.
Yeah. So
depending on, because we kind of want to go to Japan and have some time to go see some stuff again, so we might go to Japan early. Then the Salt Lake X Games. Then there's another X Games in Sacramento
right?
in August. Not really sure what's going on in July yet, but just gonna keep working on like some YouTube stuff, and I'm thinking about doing like a camp maybe at my house.
Sick.
Which I've been wanting to put together for a while. And that's pretty much it. Ride some moto.
Sick. Yeah, we got a bit of a list.
Yeah.
We got a list of some stuff to try and do.
Yeah.
Get a mountain bike in.
Yeah.
Get a moto in.
Yes. Definitely. Hopefully I can get back on the mountain bike game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just come ride mine.
Yeah.
We'll just do a little Arvo, little Arvo session at Dog Park, and if you like it.
Is that your local spot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just super close to the house.
Yeah. Nice.
Easy trails, fun trails.
Nice.
So we'll get you out there.
Yeah.
Get you back on the track.
Nice.
Get you a truck.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a to-do list out of this pod.
Sure. Yeah. I'm plugging away though. So But yeah, dude, thanks so much for having me on.
No, it's
on
been
this. Yeah,
it's been awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to Gomez for getting us together. He said we'd have a good chat.
Yeah, no,
and I was
awesome.
like, you know what, I'm coming in. I don't have too much planned.
Right.
We're just gonna have a chat.
Are they typically this long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just pretty much like shut it down to 3 hours unless we're deep into something.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the perfect amount of time.
For sure.
So this has been good.
Yeah, it's been awesome, dude. It's been great to chat with you and connect and
yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
Well, get out and do some shit. I'd love to come and check out your place.
Anytime.
The studio is cool.
Yeah. I'm home for the next while. So.
Sick. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
Elliot Sloan, everybody.
Cheers.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.